1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Let me get the webcam all fixed up and we'll be good to go for the day. How y'all doing? Hope everybody's having a wonderful one. Webcam's looking kind of small for me today, but let's see if I can adjust it. Okay, cool. I think I got it more or less correct, hopefully. Anyway, let's get these groups up and running. Today we got ourselves EU Duels. Just gonna skip the intro just because the webcam always has a bit of trouble afterwards anyway. Anyway, we'll see if we get some groups. I'll see if Krager is even on today or Krager is doing something. I did have somebody message me something rather like "Всем привет" and they tagged everybody but in the DM, so I'm not really sure exactly what it's about. Saturday gonna be doing a 1v1 tournament on EU, I guess, with Krager. So does that mean Krager is playing today with proper duels and then doing some 5v5 1v1 after? I think it is. Katobe, 1 sec. I need the homies to join the group up right now, boys, real quick. I'm a little late. I'm a little late today. For like, what, 5 minutes maybe? Let's see if we can gather ourselves a group real quick. Get ourselves everybody in here. I'm gonna try to be real fast. We're trying to see if I can get everybody in the group. Close that. Audacity. I gotta talk better. But I also gotta do a better job of trying to like schedule the streams. And I feel like I've been getting pretty lax at it, and I gotta do a better job with that. No, raid. Here I go. Hey friend. Hey friend. Let's see if I can get anybody else in duels today. Who do we got? Adam Power? Does he want to join by chance? He's doing a windrunner. Adam used to join. Hey, duels today? Getting groups right now. Horde Slayer, I know that you've been interested, but it's kind of back and forth whether he is playing or not playing. Leon says full PvE, man, so I'm just gonna let him do his thing. Hey, need a group for duels? Let's see. Pavs, Romaru I kept asking, but he doesn't say anything. Hey, duels tonight? What's up? What in the world is that name? Penis Rod, man? What the hell? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Does Sean want to join these? He's in a Carnage thing. So maybe. Wait, hold on. Damn it. I hope Blizzard fixes that BNet stops doing that. Hey friend, wanna join those? Getting groups right now. Hey, duels tonight? Matthew, seafood down. Hey, wanna join duels tonight? Crash. Zakari, he's in Arathi Basin, so he's doing some ABBGs by the looks of things. Nesmershka, a Boom Krager team. Beautiful. With Krager, hey bro. Hey. Tricky, what does he say? Started shuffle. All G friend. All good. Ordering Krager team. Okay, so a bunch of the guys that I messaged are in Team Krager. I'm gonna need a couple more bodies on my end then. Who else do I invite, man? So just like reach out to literally everybody that isn't in a BG and or Mythic Plus Dungeon, I guess. Does Keisuke want to join? I haven't had Keisuke join these in a while. Hey, friend, want to join 5v5? Don't get him in here potentially. Who else? Saya's already in. The first guy message. Panda, I don't remember if he's in a Alcathar. No grocery. Okay, Mad Juice is a no-go apparently. Little sad. Hey, duels tonight? Or is Rick grinding threes? He might be just grinding threes for a mount or something. Who else can I invite, man? Void Storm? Maybe he wants to join in. Hey friend, wanna join duels tonight? Dal Soup, what's up, man? How you doing? Dal Soup, Dal Soup. Nah, sorry, another day. All G, man. All G. Okay, well, who else can I invite? Because everybody that's on my BNet, either in Team Krakow or they're doing something else. I mean, I can see if Zakara will be down. Wanna join? Join duels after the BG? Because he could probably just keep the BG queue pretty much rolling in the background while we're doing duels. Hey, wanna join 5V5 duels? I need a full team. Still. Also, where's Johnny? I need my boy. I can't. Okay. And I'll keep messaging, but I know he's usually doing something else. I'll ask him. I might as well ask him. You know what I mean? I might as well hit him up. If Horde Slayer comes out of his M+, I can maybe hit him up. Karner also would like to hit up, but he's doing Zenus. I need to do Zenus, man. I need to run like a 19 Zenus at some point. I said a bit earlier about Overpunch specs. Survivor feels odd because Butchery Carve was in a separate string. But hold on for a second. Survival feels so odd because Butchery and Carve and even Serpenting filled out the awkward gap. I mean, the spec doesn't play poorly, but like messing with it and doing some dungeons while leveling a character, I do notice like a difference. I mean, I guess like you have the Raptor Strike, Raptor Swipe, but it's like the same button. One just does AoE or single target, right? And shotgun is cool, but it's a cooldown, so you don't get to use it all the time. You know what I mean? That makes things a little more awkward, I guess. It's not a bad spec. Far from it. It's definitely not a bad spec. You know? But I can see what people said about there's just not a lot of buttons to press. Like, if it had like one extra rotational button, then you wouldn't be spamming Raptor Strike as much. Grenades are fine. Yeah, Butchery weaved in a little bit. It was kind of like a button you would use for like a bleed. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really like they need an AoE button. I feel like they need some kind of like another button for single target. Maybe something that does single target damage and has a cleave. You know? There's like no filler gap. I mean, their filler is Raptor Strike, but you spend a lot of time pressing Raptor Strike. It just feels like there used to be some other button in between to use. So something flavorful. You're supposed to cover in between. There's no exceptional buttons. Yeah, they are straightforward. I totally see why people are like, you know what? It's kind of like one note. It doesn't really change too much. Yeah, I feel like it's probably better than the complicated mess we had of survival for like BFA or previous other expansions, because it was definitely like a lot of spinning plates of a spec, right? You got this plate spinning and then you got to keep them spinning all the time to make sure they don't fall apart. And then you got to spin all at different intervals. It was the worst. It was actually the worst. Trying to see if I can get Rick in. I want to see if hey, wanna join 5V5 Duels? See if I can maybe get Sean in here. Shadow, I keep messaging a couple of times, but he's never gets back to me, so I'm sure like those guys ignored me. So I don't really know. Or maybe try to ask him. Ask him. Hey, wanna join 5V5 Duels, friend? See if he'd be interested whatsoever. Tricky Owl did message me back. I don't know if he's like interested or not. Pretty Dead is doing his own thing. Mint is a PvE healer friend, isn't he? Or she? I think. Hey, wanna join 5V5 Duels? We still need 2 more bodies. Hey, wanna join 5V5 Duels? Did I message a Mad Juice? I did. Okay, Mad Juice. We'll see if maybe message me back. I haven't seen Mad Juice since a second. So I have no idea. I did bother Anto. Anto has not messaged me back whatsoever, so let's see. Thalera, that's another person I could message once they're out of their key. But I need 2 more bodies. That's how I want to join? I'll ask. Hey, wanna join 5V5 Duels? Got spots. DF Survival was probably my favorite iteration. What was DF Survival again? I know there's Kill Shot. That was a cool button. Was it easy? Because I know War Within wasn't that hard. I don't remember Survival of DF. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in like between of like BFA and or like Shadowlands and War Within version. I really do not remember it super well. I just feel like, yeah, it just not a lot of buttons. But I felt like, you know, I felt like putting Survival and Resident Shaman. I felt weird about putting those because they're like, they're not bad specs. They're kind of played. Like, Survival's really good on Raid. But like, I added them because they felt kind of dull, right? A lot of people commented that there's just not too much diversity in your buttons you press. Like with Resident Shaman, how you spam chain kill. The ones I felt pretty confident on is Arcane, Feral, just because that one I felt like was like, I took that one personally. I'm testing it on beta. I still don't know the Apex Talent and the Marksmanship. Those made the most sense. I was like, what else fits the bill? I did want to do 200 specs, but it felt like Survival was like, I can see what people say about it. I can see what people mean. I thought of adding Rogue, but like nobody plays Rogue. I thought of adding Evoker, but also nobody plays Evoker. And then all the other specs generally play okay. You could like complain and think about like the little things they've added or took away, but they're more like, I felt like more like minor infractions more than anything. You know what I mean? All right, who else can I invite? Did I whisper Leon? I thought it was Leon actually, since I have him. Hey, friend. Oh, Hawaiian City be down. Beautiful. Wanna join 5v5 Duels by chance? Hell yeah. The boy is in. What's up, Hawaiian? What was it that I wanted to invite? I needed one. I don't think it's Pando. No, it wasn't Pando. It was, looks like Rick is grinding. What was it? Emochka? Beautiful, friend. Beautiful. Get this feral in here. Oh my god. Lemon, your lead. Good luck, friend. Where's Krager? Where's Krager? Ready. Ready. Beautiful. Horror crate farm? Yo, get that crate, man. Picked up a match, Kragar and Johnny Boy 5 in the Grand 1. I think I could be that name right this time. Presto is the way. It is purely because of the talent they've chosen for pushing high right now. The thing is, though, from what I understand, Farseer wouldn't really be the like it would be the Riptide build, but Farseer right now is only kind of viable because of the tier set. Without it, it wouldn't work all that well. So Farseer kind of sort of works. It's more like they don't have too many options of builds, unfortunately. There's just not many. All G. Dude, I also want to gear up a healer so I can do some PvP as a healer. I think that'd be kind of fun. I feel like doing BG Blitz as a healer, just insta Qs, not having to do objectives. I'm thinking of doing Paladin. I was thinking of doing the Evoker since everybody plays one, but Evoker just kind of... Did we get a Q? It said request sent. I don't think it worked out though. So let's try Toveron maybe? Request failed. Just filled. We'll let you know when a spot opens up again. Double checking. It says working request failed. Make sure you're lead. Johnny, same thing. Just double check to make sure you're lead. Just so we're good. Okay. Krager double checked with him. Working request failed. Did I mess up Johnny's name? Is Johnny Boy offline or something? Hold on, Krager's online. Johnny Boy's online. Did I mess up his name? Jonny, Boii, Toveron. It should be working. Double check. Check that your lead. Real quick. Because for some reason now it's not working. Last time it was a very simple fix where gotta make sure that they're leads. Double check with Johnny and we'll be good to go. I don't know if it passed it randomly or if I passed it to a wrong person, which I might have passed it to a wrong person when I swapped groups. So I could be wrong on that. Yo, sorry, give me a minute. Yeah, it's all good, all good, all good, all good, all good, all good. All G. My rogue is finally 280 item level. Got 298 weapons and I need 8 more dungeons to get my trinkets upgraded. Let's go. Hell yeah. Can make a group for raid? No. All good, all good, all good. No. He just needs a second. He just needs a second. OG, OG, OG. I'm here now. Beautiful. Why is it not working still? Kragar and Johnny Boy. Kragar and Johnny Boy 5 the Grand 1. Double check that you're lead for the group. Hold on. Is Kragar lead for the group? I'm also gonna just whisper rest on hell, just because I feel like it's. And Kragar knows English, but I feel like my friend are full. We're full for now. ITM, yes, but I'll let you know when spots are open. Okay, he has lead. Yes, he is. Okay, so we should be good.
I don't have a target.
What is? Oh, I messed up Kragar's name. There we go. That time I messed up Kragar's name. Before it was fine, but that time I definitely messed it up. I added K Kragar. I had KG Ragar. I don't know. Don't. Oh, 41% crit. That's a lot, actually. That's actually pretty good. Wait, if you play Assassination, having that much crit is good. Haste, I think you're more or less fine, but crit needs to be really high. So I think you got it perfect. Yeah, perfecto. Perfecto. I also started to gear my Demon Hunter a little. I do want to do a lot more keys on a Demon Hunter, man. I think it'll be really, really fun. I'd say Assass is easier in groups, but either spec works. Just Assass got that nice funnel and very impactful burst. Yeah, whatever works. I think I see more Assass pushing really high than sub, but like for 15s, anything works. Yeah. Alrighty, which got ourselves Team Krakow. On that team we got ourselves Damocles. I love this man's name. I love the fact that he's got. Whoa, hold on. Goeris, I appreciate the Earth Shield, but can he remove that? Actually, can the Hunter remove that? I like Earth Shield. Wait, survival? Nikki jumping in, getting caught with a spear. Big damage, parry up. That is going to be disarmed with the demolish right after Trink and feigned down by Nikki to try to see if he can dodge the final hit over Demo. He's going to put him on ice for a second. Back it up out of them. Charged by the warrior. Disarm, but he does catch him in the net. Blaze him to break out of that net. Got himself a bit of that shielding. That's going to be Nikki picking up a little bit of health with that exil. The survival hunter is no longer being reliant, at least on paper, on takedown. Should give him more damage. I think it was like, what, 6% damage buff? 25% takedown nerf? So maybe that'll just give him more overall raw output. That is going to be a tar trap, I think, if not a closer trap. Trying to see if he can run Damocles into it is going to be the freeze. For the Hunter, he's still, even though he is survival, he's still got to play around the fact that he is a Hunter. He needs to be kiting the melee classes, doing damage from range best he can. When he does get close in melee, he's going to get a couple of hits. It is going to be a turtle onto that Demolish. The warrior tried to see if he could turn that Demolish onto the pet last second. Reflect up, so as long as the Hunter doesn't freeze himself, he should be okay. Tar trap for a second. Feign for a moment, does go for a charge, Stone Bolt with a stun to reverse it. One execute, second execute, does go for disarm. The takedown comes in. Does Nikki have enough? Looks like the warrior has himself the execute at the end. What was Blizzard thinking? When survival hunters all they have is burst damage, and Blizzard was like, you know what, let's nerf that. Yeah, let's give you a 6% damage buff. Blizzard, really? Is that enough? Is that really enough? Is that really going to be enough? That's it? Take the best part of survival. Big damage. Damocles goes in for a fear. Trinket out for Lemon. Damocles does not have a parry for a second. Using a stun in order to at least stop Lemon in place. Spear to keep him held down. Trying to see if he can walk away. Fist of Fear slowing him down. Ring of Peace to boop him back in. Does disarm him for a second. 5 seconds on a parry. Can Damocles survive? Touch of Death gets him too low. Even through defensive stands. Wouldn't be able to do much there. Was Zekon going to be up next? Damn. You gotta love Touch of Death. As long as you got him to 10%, that's over. It's light, which is rough because he had a parry up so soon. If only he had like a shorter fear or something, right? So then he could rotate stun, then a fear. The fact that Lemon hit him with a Fist of Fear so he could barely crawl away from the fist and boop him back in and went to the Ring of Peace was just diabolical. Actually criminal. With the karma, Zekon tried to see if he could bunker down a little bit. Got himself a single sink. Looks like no CC out of Lemon. He's got plenty of damage, but unfortunately those rolls are not able to get him close enough. He's gonna get constantly hit by slows. He got ways to close the gap, but if he just, if Zakhan just keeps going for that constant passive movement speed, removing slows off of himself, keeping a slow into Lemon, he could keep a nice range on him. So Lemon is gonna have to really time those rolls, that little air wind like dash ability, dragon kicks over to him very, very carefully. In cap for a second, Lemon is gonna take a lot of that Dawn light damage, try to go for Vivifies. It's still kind of criminal to me that Vivifies hit so little, right? They hit so very little. That at least used to be like talents to make the ability hit at least heal for something, but it's just crazy to me. At least make him somewhat instacast, Blizzard, right? Can't you make him instacast? I mean, with how little they heal, like, it's really not worth it. Blessing of Protection. Zakhan tried to see if he could really tank up the damage. Full immunity, and Lemon does back up out of there. Karma available in 20 seconds. I wonder if he'll have it for next go by Zakhan, because the Paladin got a Trinket and a Hodge real soon. Lemon can go for a Paralysis. Trinket available real soon as well. It has Elixir of his own, so you could actually have a go versus Zakhan. Trade Trinkets potentially. I think in cap into Elixir full burst, probably going to be Trinket of Zakhan, stun, Trinket of Lemon, keep the pressure rolling. Instead, is going to be a Trinket of his own as the Hodge comes through, does get himself a quick Tiger Palm, Karma to follow. That's going to be Blessing of Protection, or Shield of Vengeance, reflecting back into the Karma. Zakhan actually under quite a decent bit of pressure, does go for Dawn Light to maintain himself, but it's still taking huge hits, does end up disengaging from Lemon. The slows, while mounted, able to move fairly quickly, able to at least separate from him for like a little bit there. And for Lemon, he is going to have to go for even more Vivifies. Karma not available for a while, so Lemon, I actually think might be in a really tight spot. Right now, all he can do is go for CC, go for mobility, outrun the Paladin, go for heals. Right now, he's just no position to fight him face to face. Monks, unfortunately, are not built for face to face fighting like that at all. So he's just in a bit of a tight spot right now. Hodge to follow him, does not have anything for it, has to take the brunt of the damage, doesn't even have a wall or anything really here. Ever since Blizzard combined some of those cooldowns like wall with Fortifying Brim and things like, you know, the magic reflection, you don't like have like diffuse magic for damage reduction on just pure magic abilities. Previously you would have like cooldowns upon cooldowns for various different defenses and you could stay in. Now you just don't really have that many options. Shield of Vengeance, Lemon knows as soon as the Shield of Vengeance pops, it's going to be over. But by the time he rounded the bend, it was done. Unfortunately, miss when you could seal switch and take away any movement speed increase from other classes. Paladin. Well, Paladins have a, what they have right now is actually a slow with Blade of Justice, or yeah, Blade of Justice, and then Consecration that removes the slow from them. And they have passive consecrations that drop with the blades is going to be bubble out of Zakhan. So honestly, I don't think they need those seals. They got actually a decent bit of mobility, at least for 1v1 content. Adelaide trying to see if he can bear with the damage. Bear form, Barskin, the most amount of defense you can get, catching up a few heals here and there. 5 minutes into the match, just we are 27% into the dampening. Trying to keep the dot pressure rolling on him, unless he can get Zakhan in a good spot. Unfortunately, the knock does not connect correctly. Try to go for a clone. Maybe they'll get no rebuke out for Zakhan. Does let the clone go through. It is going to be an interrupt. Adele put in a not an amazing spot. Adelaide put in not an amazing spot. Hodge follow Trinket available. All you can do is go for a disarm. That is going to be Shield of Vengeance. Shield is going to pop back into Adelaide. Karma. In cap. That's all you can do. That's it. That's it. With that interrupt at the end, Zakhan, there was nothing that was going to stop him, man. Absolutely nothing that was gonna stop him. That is rough. That is rough. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I am surprised Blizzard just decided, you know what? You know how Paladins are like really, really tough with that Dawn Light ability? Yeah, let's buff it. Let's give them 3. You know, every time you use Wake Up Ashes next to finishers, give them a Dawn Light. Let's make it 3 finishers. Like, what were they thinking? What were they thinking? It's wild. Zakhan with a blind. Unfortunately, does not have a bubble or a blessing protection versus Saya. We're just gonna go for a trinket, try to see if we can end the duel right here. Lay on hands for Zakhan. He still had an extra reset. Not an immunity, but at least 3 buttons that absolutely reset the duel. And now Saya is the one feeling the pressure. As long as he can maintain himself just fine. Look at the Palace, dude. You're just sprinting around one another. Literally cannot be slowed. As long as they're even like touching their toes, is even for a moment inside of that consecration, you remove all the slows. So Blade of Justice slows the target, but also removes your slow. You can just run away from the other guy. It is wild. Zakhan tried to see if he can fight through. We are 38% dampening, and the man decided, you know what? I feel like just healing myself. I'm literally just going to heal myself to full. I feel like I'm just gonna heal myself, or at least attempt to heal myself to full regenerating, but it is broken by Saya. Zakan still stabilized at the very least his health, taking a beating by Saya, but he's going back up little by little. Not as quickly, because dampening at least is doing its work. But damn, into one Templar, another hammer combo, and that's gonna be Saya taking him out. Goeris does get himself at least a, what looks like a, would you remove the, wait, did you remove a flame shark just now? Is that what happened, or am I wrong with that? It looked like it was some kind of like an eruption, but maybe I missed it completely. Goeris trying to see if he can go for a leap. Sunder, unfortunately, doesn't play Sunder that like incapacitates the target. Do they even have Sunder that incapacitate the other target? I feel like every time I see Shamans roll Sunder, it just doesn't CC like it used to. It used to be like a sliding capacitate. Lasso is going to go for a Hex. Unfortunately, the Pally able to close the gap. Full Ascent. Sai is actually going to treat that Ascent like a proper threat. It is going to be Root right after. Freedom with a horse available. Got himself some movement as Guerrero's trying to see if he can maximize that burst window. But unfortunately, as soon as he touches Consecration, his movement speed just dissipates immediately. Saya able to wait out the Ascent fully. Guerrero should still have decent damage though. That is a Shaman with Tempa's big lightning bolts are still flying. Trey's judgments, but those lightning bolts are starting to sing. Sai still got himself reset buttons with the regenerating. I don't think he'll have a lay on hands up, but regenerating is going to help him with that completely. Dawnlight. First stack is going to make sure to at least put one on himself. So he's looking to stabilize while doing damage to Guerrero's. Question is, can Guerrero survive the Dawnlight damage? Does get himself that big Sunder. Taking huge hits, however, is going to go for a wall. Bloodlust is available. Saya, feeling the pressure, is going to back up out of it, using the totem to generate a couple of resources. But for Guerrero's right now, all he can do is just chill behind the pillar, catch a heal or two. Big lasso into Saya. Unfortunately, it's very hard. Does decent damage though. Next Hodge by Saya is going to put Guerrero's on the back foot. Does have a burrow. Might want to use it immediately. Will not even get a chance. Just executed before he could even do much about it. Rest of the hell. Try to see if he can just land an angle here. Demon Hunters in particular have been able to actually tussle with Pallies just because they have survivability. Because Pallies have self-healing, but so do Demon Hunters. But I wonder how the 52% dampening is going to affect them. Either Saya is going to be falling due to dampening, or he's actually going to come out on top here. Does go for Blessing a Saint. Rest in Hell cannot stun. I-Beam was available. So Saya looks like he's going to just try to see if he can CC anytime. Rest in Hell has Metamorphosis. Going to be big hunt. Saya does have a big defensive. Big combo. As long as he's careful with that combo, you should be okay. Does go for a full magic immunity. Unfortunately, Rest in Hell, even though he's a melee class, too much of his damage is pure chaos. And that's just treated as magic damage. Even melee hits a chaos damage. Or Shadow. I know his auto checks can be Shadow, but the rest of his stuff is Chaos. It's just a lot of damage that's just pure magical, and Saya can straight up immune it. Rest in Hell trying to see if he can stay afloat here as best as possible. Darkness down before the hammer comes down. That's an opportunity for Saya to try to see if he can take him down, or is he going to go defensive play? Shield Dominance is going to give him a little bit of survivability. Rest in Hell trying to be very careful with that Sigil and Misery. Is going to go for that Metamorphosis. Maybe he'll give himself a proper go. Saya trying to see if he can stay away from him. Does Rest in Hell have himself a combo? Backflip is used. So next Hodge by Saya could be very deadly. It is up in 9 seconds. Rest in Hell does not have to worry about CC for a second. Next stun lock combo could be huge. Saya's out of options. Does Rest in Hell take it? Just needs one good hit. Does he have it here? Hodge, Rest in Hell. Unfortunately, Wake of Ashes clears him. My goodness, Saya with a leap, reflect up in case there's a Hodge waiting. Cracker just trying to see if he can whack them all down. But Saya's still alive. There's no shot Saya escapes this, right? There's no way Saya escapes this, right? There's no way Paladin just escapes the stun. Trigger to follow. Got himself horse. Yeah, Cracker ain't gonna let him out of his sight. Good man. That is Saya picking up 3, however. Well done, Anza Khan. Pallies are just running this show. I thought Blizzard learned a lesson from War Within. I thought Blizzard people already were tired of Paladins for War Within. I'm surprised Blizzard's like, you know what? Let them run amok. I swear, PvP dev gotta be playing a Paladin this season. Or in last season. And this expansion, last expansion. I swear to God. Look, who the hell thought? Oh yeah, Paladin with Dawnlight. Massive healing. Let's give him a 3rd Dawnlight to compress. I was flabbergasted. But here we are. Alrighty, Johnny and Kragar, let me know when you guys are good. We'll send it. If you guys need more bodies, need one. Beautiful. I got a spot. A spot opened up. Kragar also needs a spot too. Okay. In LFG under Molten Core. Real quick. I'm letting you know where to find it. Real fast. Wait, night duels. What number are we on? Okay. I think I got it right. Pretty beautiful. Or do you need an invite? Or... Okay, I think he got it. I think he's got it. Beautiful. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You ready? Cause it was okay. Okay, so Krager is gonna be swapping people pretty regularly. We'll try to do the same if we can. Someone just left. Zakari is on. Letting you know a spot opened up. Okay, we need still +1. Hola. Azrael is doing PvE stuff. Blago, I have him as no PvP. But I wonder if Survival Hunter is getting like that PvP buff, quote unquote. Oh, it's Hawaiian Pride probably left, right? Actually, yeah. Most likely. I was gonna invite, man. Waiting for Zakari to whisper me back. Tasty? That guy has not messaged me back in a while. Let me see. I'll see if Blago would be interested. Mizara, so Ben is still doing his thing. See if maybe Casco or Carner wants to join in. If you guys got homies you want to invite to the group, you're more than welcome to. If I don't get anybody on my end. Almost a comeback, but I'm fairly certain Feral Druid will probably shred the Paladin unless they win nerfed. Yeah, Paladins do get eaten by Ferals, to be fair. They do get eaten by Ferals. That is true. That is true. So Feral is another spec that's surprisingly resilient to Paladin. There's not too many classes that can just like go up against Paladin and just win. So it's like a special occasion more than anything. Blade of Justice slow, that's interesting. I think it's a Blade of Justice slow or Consecration that's a slow. I'm not sure which one, but I know Consecration taking away all slows is kind of nuts. At least in 1v1 content. Hello, no TY. Okay, Blago is no-go. Yeah, it's like a PvP talent you gotta pick up. That sounds pretty useful for 1v1. Yeah, no, it's really good for 1v1 content. It's surprisingly good. So many times I see Paladin just like running full speed while the other guy's slowed, and it's just like the amount of range damage that a Paladin can do, since they don't need to ever get in melee, they can just do damage from afar. And it's kind of wild to me. I feel like poke damage, like low poke damage, but damage from a distance on a class like that, it's like, it's weird. I feel like a melee class should be forced to go up in melee to hit stuff. And most of the times, unless they get like a proc or something. Like a Shaman, full ascend, right, big ascend, damage from afar. Then it's like, okay, well, you know, they have a lot of maelstrom, they have a little burst window for that. But otherwise, I feel like most classes should be like, I'm a melee, I'll go up a melee, I hit you with a melee. You know what I mean? Like Out of the Rogue is another one too, right? Between the Eyes plus a shot are the only two abilities you can use from a distance. And Between the Eyes can reset, but it's like part of their main mechanic. So it's like, some range damage I think is fine. Survival Hunter is another one too, because they made him squishy. But they kind of want him to like kite melee in PvP. So in that regard, it's like, makes sense. You know? Who else can I invite? Looks like Zakari's on the Lurin's Lordaeron. Unfortunately. I don't think Adam hit me back up either. Got a body? Beautiful. Oh yeah. Where was it? Invite, spectator, match, Kragar, Johnny Boy, 5. We've done the grand, right? Toll, Duran. Let's do Toll Duran. A big arena. big map. One big map. But it's interesting how like Blizzard buff stuff with their stuff, and it's like, what's the word? I'm thinking of it. It's kind of like odd sometimes, you know? But I'm just like, odd what they buff, odd what they nerf. I think I do prefer Deathstalker or Fatebound Sin. It is definitely more engaging. I do like Fatebound Sin just because I don't have to use my brain, and you can just go in and Phantom Dives and hit buttons and do damage, and then get more Envenoms and AoE, and then you have a very like brain dead single target. But I do like Deathstalker though. I do think it's really, really cool. It's a lot of like mental to pull it off sometimes. Yeah. I do hope they make it a little bit easier to play. Like, I really kind of wish Crimson Tempest wasn't Crimson Tempest, but they just tied it to Feather Knights. I feel like that'll make the spec a little easier. Switch. Got ourselves. Who's it up? Is it Feral? Feral with Emotion gonna be up versus Damocles. Feral Druid immediate bleeds on a warrior with a restun from Incarnation. Is going to be a stun. Big spear down for the warrior. Is going to go for the leap. Parry up. He's got demolished. This way he's going to be able to do the most amount of damage. Mochka with a Barskin. Try to see if he can just kite him out. Bites. No longer able to pierce past the big parry. And for Damocles, he's still taking huge hits. He's going to go for whatever defenses he got with the Reflect. I don't really know how much magic damage can you reflect from the Feral or Dampen. But at least some of those Moonfires is going to be helpful in that regard. Ursul's keeping him in play. Does go for a bit of Rallying Cry with shields. Try to go for a bit of that healing. Looks like the shields apparently still taking some damage from the bleed. Stun before the Feral can really engage. This gives Damocles a couple of seconds of a breather before second wind kicks in. He's got some health back, but he's already starting to lose it little by little. That is a ton of damage by the Feral Druid. Man's just trying to see if he can keep his way away from the Feral Druid. It's going to be a re-stealth for a moment with the roots. Did it just leave him bled up? Damocles trying to see if he can live through his damage a little bit, man. Try and do whatever he can. He's got a little bit of shielding. Looks like a Battle Master trinket to give him a little bit more borrowed health. Eyes, not available to be picked up. But honestly, I would just be hanging out by the eyes at this point. Maybe like a leap last second. Feral leaps in. I feel like you can actually sometimes time that Feral leap because it comes with a daze effect first before the stun comes through. Damocles could go for a fear actually. He's going to go for a reflect. If he goes for a stun fear, that may give him a couple of seconds in order to give him a bit of breather before second wind kicks in. That would be very, very helpful. Does go for a stun to Mochka. Avatar is available. Does he have any shielding? Leaping away. Does he have anything to follow up? Technical fear is still available, but it doesn't look like he can really give himself a clear fear. Spear down. Feral is going to get caught in place. Damocles with a bit of that shielding. Got himself at least a little bit to work with. Maim locks him down though. The big damage out of the Feral taking him out. With Goer's trying to see if he can freeze those paws for a moment, but not happening. Mochka able to power shift out of the suits fairly quickly. Man, Feral versus Warrior previously used to be like Feral opens up, stuns you, blades you, walks away, Warrior dies before those dots erupt. Or before those dots expire. Now it feels like Warriors, at least with the way that these guys are shifting those strategies, can at least kind of sort of live. It's just a question of can you somehow turn it around, because you need sustained consistent mortal strike damage on the Feral Druid. Really let the damage build up bit by bit. I don't really know if Warriors can go for like a big like chunky hit like they used to do. It feels like for PvP they have a very high sustained damage and decent burst, but a very, very high sustain. It feels like it's more focused on that right now. But you feel like Arms Warrior always more satisfying when you have that big chunky crit mortal strike or execute. I feel like those are always way more satisfying. Goer's picking up the eye. Feral is going to be able to punish him for it. 5% more damage taken, and it's going to be all the bleach coursing through him. Incarn does give him yet another stun. Stun totem is going to come down. Emoji could not break out of it. Does go for a trinket. No second stun totem right after. Wall is available. Goer's taking huge hits. It looks like Goer's went all out damage as best as he could. Needed to get a heal or two, but maybe just the pressure of the Feral bleeds and those buys that followed maybe just did not his health level out whatsoever. So Mochka does take it. I thought that Ascend might have sealed the Feral's fate, honestly, but looks like it doesn't go down just yet. I like the little backpack he's got going up, by the way. I'm still glad that Blizzard is letting people keep the backpack from that one quest in 1,000 needles, I want to say. I want to say it's 1,000 needles, unless there's a second backpack you can get somewhere else. But it looks so, so good. It's going to be Zakon taking a lot of bleed damage. Just going for a decent bit of mobility here, but unable to catch up with the Feral. And those bleeds are really starting to ramp up a little by little. Emochki is going to have to play around that bleed strategy. Bleed him up, max damage, regenerating, unless you poke around the corner and moonfire him. It looks like it is going to be Emochki catching a full reset. I feel like the Feral is not in a position to go for a proper stun lock combo because he doesn't have bark skin. He does bark skin, but he doesn't have wall. He doesn't have a trinket. So all he has is this is defense. And he just doesn't really have anything to follow up after. Zakan does take a couple of bleeds. Emochka looking to break out of there as fast as possible. A hand of freedom for the root. Both are trading with the dots, and Emochka is actually feeling the Dawn Light pressure. While Zakan got a couple of bleeds, but Dawn Light I feel like is a bit more on the consistent side actually. Both of them are kind of sort of lowish, and Emochka able to at least catch up a little bit, catching up with regrowth. But Feral Druids is so wild how good real regrowths are. Boomkins don't get a good regrowth. Ferals do, and it's just so weird how melee hybrid gets a big heal, range hybrid no good heal. It's a decent heal, it's spammable, but it's like not as powerful as what Feral gets by any measure whatsoever. It's so odd. And some like melee hybrids, Shaman, good healing if you got Maelstrom. Feral, good healing. Monk, no healing. Vampire does so very little. Pallies, I think though Flash of Light is an okay heal, but Dawnlight is definitely the better heal. Definitely the better heal. Zakan got himself a bit of that Blessing of Saint in case of a stun. Gonna be some bleeds out of Emochki. Is just gonna let the Paladin whittle out behind the pillar. Look at those flash of lights. They're not doing much at 25% dampening. Those bleeds are really starting to hurt. The flash of lights are, I mean, as you can see, like barely doing much. It has mana. He could spam it. He just really doesn't wanna. Another thing too is if he just spams mana, and Feral goes in and stealth and goes for Skull Bash, locks him out of bubble completely. The Feral has a big old bite ready to go. Zakan would just absolutely be naked out in this arena. Gonna be a leap with a stun. Blessing of Protection. The Emochki can technically steal Moonfire through it. Is gonna go for Ursos. Trying to see if he can stay away from a Hodge. Barskin still has to be played either way. Bop is gonna come down. And I wonder if Emochki is gonna go follow up here. No, he's gonna go for a bit more of a slower play. Unfortunately, having to walk through concentration is gonna pop an immediate slow on him while he's standing in it. But he's able to go for a quick roar. Zakan recovered quite a lot of health, by the way. That Dawnlight doing wonders for him. Look at this regrowth. Look at this regrowth. 30% dampening. He's still healing. Actually getting some solid heals out of it. Does have himself a big go, potentially. I picked up by Zakan is going to be that 5% more damage done. Going to be that full bubble. Emochka just needs to live. I feel like a wall is a must here. Because there's a Hodge coming on very, very soon. Bear from wall. He's trying to see if he can just get away. Bear from wall. That's what I would do because he's still dotted. Oh my god, Emochka, you're so dead. You're so dead. Okay, he got a bit of a heal. Trying to see if he can maintain himself. Regrowths are going to be helpful since Paladin is going to be mounting up anyway. Next Hodge is going to be very, very brutal. Does go for the stun. No trinket. No, Zakan does have a trinket. No pre-ball out for the Emochki. Does go for a trinket. Maim. The pet is attacking Zakan. Not really sure what the pet is doing. The Raban is just running out. Okay, he's going to pull back. I think the Raban just automatically responded as soon as the Paladin might have cleaved him. It looks like Emochki is going to go for a slower game. He doesn't want to give this Paladin a wall. He could have went in for a wall to take him out. I think he doesn't want to. We are at 7 minutes into the game. 35% dampening. He's thinking that he might be able to win this without a trinket. Maybe with just a bark skin. If he puts in the bleeds onto Zakan, the most amount of output, and just lets him rot, he probably could win without having to send too many defensives. Shield defendants. Zakan is going to be taking a lot of bleeds. Main to follow up. Going to be Emochka with the full bleeds. Root to follow. Trying to see if we can back up out of there. Are the bleeds going to be enough? Zakan may just have to go for a Wake of Ashes just to pop Dawnlights on himself, just to heal. Otherwise, he might be in a rough spot. If Emochka can get himself an angle, if Zakan does go for a flash of heals, he is going to go for Dawnlight. Yep, Dawnlight to heal. Look at this. Unfortunately, in fact, he has to go for a Wake of Ashes and use a lot of that potential offensive power defensively, but he's going to be just fine. It's up every 30 seconds. Literally up every 30 seconds. That kill potential up every 30 seconds, I feel like is what makes Paladins extra deadly. Eyes, I think, might have been picked up by Zakan, but he did not see Emochka landing that opener. Bite after bite. Leon has to reset all that damage, but the bleeds are still rolling in strong. Hodge to follow. Emochka pre-walled this, so he still did need to commit a wall. I guess the Paladin either way. Leap right after him. Feral's trying to stay on him as best as possible. Zakan health is dangerously low. Is it going to be enough? He does have Dawnlight. He does have Dawnlight. Is it going to be enough? Yet another Dawnlight with an eternal flame overlapping. The Within Shield defendants keeping him strong. Next Hodge could be very, very deadly. Maim is going to be super short thanks to a Blessing of Saint. Emochka still try to see if he can end this duel. Haunt immediately leap by the Feral Druid. Roar to follow. Does get hit with a Haunt either way as you see the fell scar on him just emanating green. Rest in Hell with a full stun. I-Beam ready to go. Re-stun by ONYXIA. Trying to see if he can go for a bit of CC onto Rest in Hell. No root. Looks like he may be saving it until he goes views around the corner. Ursul's down. Trying to make it hard for the Demon Hunter to really approach him as best as he can. That is a gorgeous mount. That thing is absolutely beautiful. That thing is absolutely beautiful. Slaps by the Rest in Hell. Trying to see if he can get some damage. Does break out of the root. As long as he can maintain his health here a little. Big I-Beam is available. Roar to follow. Rest in Hell does get himself a charge. Blade Rush or Blade Dance unfortunately does not connect. Or rather, Death Sweep. What do you think about Havocs? I think they're actually very, very strong in one-on-ones in particular. I actually think a lot of people are sleeping on Havoc Demon Hunter. Ooh, Sigil of Misery hits him on the main. That is a nice trade, but Rest in Hell super, super low. Still has Metamorphosis. Stun to follow. I don't know if he'll be able to recover. I know he might be able to take it on Pharaoh, but I don't know if he'll be able to live it. Big Hunt right after. Oh, tackles him down. But do you live through the bleeds? That Pharaoh has really lasted for quite a while, man. Really put in the work. With Tricky Owl gonna be up next. Does have himself. Oh, beautiful. Look about. I still gotta get one of those. Still gotta get myself one of those. Rest in Hell. It's gonna come down to how well can he use Metamorphosis and how well can he heal. Whatever souls he can obtain, the better. Mobility is gonna be huge for him. Tricky is playing the Hell Color build, so as long as he can get those dots, that so far might hurt. Oh, it hurt. Oh, it hurt. Cable would have been the end of him. Second BCC for a second. Is it enough? Shadow Burns are not enough to take down Rest in Hell. Still eating so many casts from those pets. As long as he can avoid them, he'll be okay. Big Cataclysm. Stuns in last second. Oh, Tricky might just go down. Wait a second. Does Tricky and Wall to follow. Try to see if he can Shadow Fury him down. Does backflip out of there with a drain. Not enough. And Rest in Hell barely living. But does bring it back for yet another one. Who's up next? Is it Survival Hunter? Oh, it is Survival. Wait, for Rest in Hell, this is not an easy matchup, but it might be something doable. It might be something doable. He will see where the Hunter is. Got himself a Blade Rush, Blade Dance in order to get him out. He knows it's going to be stunned. Next stun is going to be very deadly. Rest in Hell needs to melt it or something. Try to hunt out of this. Stun to follow. Nikki jumping in with a big takedown. Try to see if he can do that takedown right there. Darkness for a second. Is it enough? It's still getting lots of damage though. Big Blade Dance right after. Rest in Hell trying to do whatever he can just to live. Flying up in the air just to barrage him. Unfortunately, he's gonna go down. He's not gonna go down. Maybe he can kill the pet because that pet could do a lot of damage to him just by hanging out down below. That pet is still in play. Big grenade. Is it enough? Hunt to follow. Big burst. Does he have another combo? Oh, Nicky had no health whatsoever. Oh, it does end up melting through the dot. Rest in Hell takes another one. But Lemon ain't gonna let it happen. Ain't gonna let it happen. Technically, Rest in Hell does have Metamorphosis. He still technically does have Metamorphosis. Try to see if he can build up whatever damage he can. Stun. Unfortunately, no meta in between of that leg sweep. Yeah, just had no clue. Maybe if you charge in and then meta immediately, just in case there's a trinket leg sweep. But there's no way he knew. That was amazing. That was crazy. Yeah, Demon Hunters, like I said, SGGS. They've been slept on, I think. I think people do sleep on him. I know everybody's playing Devourer, but I think Havoc people are sleeping on him. That being said, I do hope Havoc gets better gameplay for PvE content, because apparently Eldraki, even though they buffed it, is not comfortable to play at all in any way, shape, or form. So I'm hoping Blizzard does something about it in the future. Krager might have to be a little bit more careful with Lemon. While he doesn't have to worry about a leg sweep, it is a monk. It is a ton of burst damage at a moment's notice. He's going to have a tough time with it either way. Lemon, as long as he's got full burst, is going to make it tough. Parry out for Krager. Oh, huge hit. Even though through parry, still takes full nature damage to the face. Unfortunately, leg sweep, trinket followed by the warrior, getting really low. Fist of Fury locking him out, does get a spear on him, so at least the warrior could back away for a second, hoping that second wind kicks in. As long as his health bar does not take damage, he's able to heal a little bit here. First aid, second wind, shield breaks, fear on that karma. All the warrior can do is run. He has a rallying cry, but he's on a touch of death range again. Oh no, he could fear. No, he can't fear. Stun, he can storm bolt. Shockwave is huge. Warbreaker, then maybe we'll be able to do something. Shockwave for Stormbolt. Nah, unfortunately. The warrior just needs too much of a build up in order to really stabilize there. Unfortunate. But for a monk, he can just immediately go. Snap his fingers, burst, insta. Does not have to wait. That's a tough one because the warrior had to play defensively the entire time. Dampening also didn't help either. He's got us another one going, boys. That Pharaoh really tried to play it out as long as he could. I'm surprised Rest in Hell brought it back though. I am very surprised to see it. He is an excellent Demon Hunter, to be fair. Ready. As long as Krager tells me he's good, we're good. Also, this mount is gorgeous, dude. Demonic Gladiators from Drake. I would have loved to get one of those back in Legion, man. Those things are beautiful. Look at them. Oh my god. The green fell emanating off of the wings, the armor, the outline they have on like the jaw or wings or whatever parts they have. I think it's mostly the jaw actually now I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's mostly around the jaw specifically, but it looks so cool. Ready, beautiful. We'll send you guys into a hook point. Whatever those classes that could fly and stuff an expansion ago, like the Dragon Isle. Not seeing any duels. Evokers, they're not amazing in 1v1s, like at all. Blizzard made them bursty, so they can do like fine in solo shuffle, but they can't heal themselves. They don't have survivability. They probably have less survivability and less of healing than a warrior. Even though they're a caster that can cast while moving, they have damage, but they can't really like recover. So for a little bit, augmentation was playable in 1v1s, but it was more like a healer slash tank with a burst every 1.5 minutes or so. That's kind of what they felt like. They would just like buff themselves up with the tank buff, the healing buff. They had hero talents for like healing abilities, so they could give themselves a huge heal. Blizzard kind of gutted a lot of it and just made it mostly like damage and buffer. So 1v1s they can't do well. Devastation always been big burst, but no heal. So yeah, they have good defenses to like dampen the damage they take, but they can't recover. So that's what makes them really bad in 1v1s, unfortunately. Which way? They're great everywhere else, but just not in 1v1s. Cracker charge, and now it is going to be a paladin and Saya first one up. Unfortunately, having to fight a paladin as a warrior, not an ideal situation. That being said, him and Saya have been going back and forth a couple of these duels, tussling. Blaze-storm out for Cracker to make sure he does not get hit with a slow. Cancels it just to get those mortal strikes in. He knows that mortal strikes and getting more of those hits in is crucial. Not shrinking the stun. Seeing that Saya's most of his damage kind of waned afterwards. Got into a bit of that battle stance with a bit of that ignore pain. Saya is still trying to run around the consecration, which frees him of all movement slows, which makes it really, really hard for Cracker to really lock him down and pin him down. Definitely needs to go for slows onto Saya either way as soon as he's away from consecration. Cracker picking up a little bit of health. Just someone to Saya for just a moment. He still got himself those dawn lights rolling in. Cracker needs to be very careful with the next stun. Hodge should be very, very deadly. Cracker needs to see if he can time it and reflect it perfectly. That would be amazing. Saya looks like he's gonna have to wait it out a little. Does he have himself a good setup? He has a Hodge. He just is really, really worried about when to send it. Cracker does get himself a charge. Shockwave onto Saya. Does go for a trinket. Demolish to follow. Saya took a decent hit. Parry up for Cracker, so he's hoping to play defensively while Saya got himself lots of movement here. Leap, spear down. Does Saya get hit speared? I can't tell. He is speared. He is speared. And Cracker's actually going to use that spear since Saya's going to play defensively and self-heal over there. Got to back up out of it. Get himself at least a little bit of healing. Consecrations are still going to be Cracker's worst enemy because not only is it a slow, but a freedom of movement for Saya. So he can basically rotate between running into consecration to remove all slows or hand of freedom. So you can just ignore slows altogether. For Cracker, it is at least Avatar. Got himself ignore pain. Disarm short onto Saya. Hodge unfortunately will not be able to break out of it. Does Saya just take it? Cracker had no health whatsoever. Battle match stricken with a rallying cry. Picked up as much health as he could. Might just have to go for a fear. Demolish off of that stun. Does he have a follow-up here? He may need something in order to give himself a little bit of stabilization here. But he's trying to see if he can just keep running through it, man, as best as possible. Hand of freedom down for Saya, so if Cracker does go for a slow on him, this could be potentially good, but he just doesn't really have much health to work with. Hodge available in 3 seconds. Saya got full burst available. Bob, I don't really know. All Cracker could do is hopefully time a reflect. Maybe. Does get himself a big shield. No reflect timed, unfortunately. That is a shield that's going to help Cracker at least stabilize and live this a little bit. Stun, but it's going to be a blessing of Saint to remove that stun pretty quickly for Saya. Cracker back in defensive stance, trying to see if he can play a bit more survivability focus, picking up a bit of a heal. Knows there's going to be shield defenders popping at him at some point. Has to be very careful not to do too much damage into that shield. Wake of Ashes still goes through. Disarm onto Saya immediately. 5 seconds until Hodge is available. If Cracker can time a Reflect Hodge onto Saya, I feel like he'll be in a golden spot. Blaze Storm right after Reflect really, really early. So that's going to give Saya now basically a welcome mat to go for a Hodge insta whenever he wants to. Cracker picking up a bit of health. Proper health pickup. That's a good health pickup. Cracker does survive long enough until parry and trinket are both back up and available. So he has something to work with. Spear down. Saya does go in for a blind. No Hodge to follow up, but he's still stuck in place for a moment. Parry up for Cracker with a big Colossus. But it's going to be Saya just running out of there immediately. If Kraga can somehow pop him in a full slow, yeah, anytime he tries to pull a hamstring on a guy, he just runs into consecration to remove all those slows and you can just kite him out. That's gotta be frustrating as a warrior. Does go for a leap. So Kraga actually using Zerk's Rage to reduce the duration of the Hodge. Well done. That helps him out tremendously. Spend less time sitting in that stun, more time hopefully dealing damage or just walking away from Saya to catch himself a breather. Second win and catching moments where you can get a breather are huge. Drink it out for Saya with a fear by Kragar. Does he have a shield? Does he have anything? Oh, I don't really know. He can't walk at him. He can't walk away from him. He's got a charge, pick it up at least a bit of a heal. Next stun is going to be trinketable. So Kragar could make someone work off of it. Leap right after. Stone Bolt onto Saya. He got him some Shield of Vengeance. Kragar will need someone for the Shield of Vengeance. Defensive stance will not be enough. Reflect may help dampen some of the damage. Yeah, but no health, unfortunately, though. Kragar picking up whatever shielding he can. My goodness, the guy's at no health whatsoever. He's still in. That's going to be Damocles. Look like Damocles thought. He saw Kragar at no health and decided, I'm going to leap in. I'm going to leap in. That warrior is dying, most likely. He literally saw his death. Sai took a lot of damage from Damocles, though. Hold on a second. Fury Warrior doing work. Try to see if we catch up to Saya. Hold on a second. Hold on a moment. We have seen Fury Warriors do some real big shenanigans themselves healing recently, by the way. Especially over on the NA. So maybe Damocles will do something, but those hammers from Paladin, they're just so painful. Damocles does have himself adaptations, but Saya doesn't really need a Hodge here, I don't think. Damocles picking up a little bit of healing. Big and Rage Regeneration should maybe help him stabilize a little bit here. Damocles, unfortunately blinded. He can't really catch up to Saya whatsoever. Unless he can somehow find a way to just keep shedding those slows. Staying on top of Saya in melee range is going to be tough. Hodge does not break to a stun. I think it's because he's an orc, right? Because orcs do reduce the duration of a stun, but short enough where adaptation is not going to break. Only thing that might break is a blind, but even that I don't think broke either. What in the world? Hold on a second. Damocles trying to see if he can stay on top of Saya as best as possible, but Paladin just keeping his full range, full distance. Damocles with the massive shielding. Hoping second one kicks in. First aid, even that does not help him live. And he just dies to it. What? I'm sorry. He had a shield, right? Wouldn't that make his whole, first aid available? He wasn't even able to first aid. Does the shield only protect like a portion of the damage? Is that how it works? Because I don't really use it as an embellishment myself. So I don't really know. If it's only a portion of the damage protection, then I could see that. But he must have had the rallying cry fall off or something at the end, right? Where he got down to 1 health and it had a tick of damage. I don't understand it. Rest in Hell is back in there though. 31% dampening, 6 minutes into the match. Bubble's still available for Saya, so he's still got a big out. I don't know if he's got a lay on hands. I'm pretty sure he has already used that against the other Paladin. Or the other warrior. But it's going to be a huge burst combo by Rest in Hell. Shield of Vengeance out for Saya. I-Beam is back up unavailable. Saya is going to use as much mobility as he can just to break out of there immediately. Rest in Hell has movement, but unfortunately perma slow on him. It means he needs to really time and aim those movement skills as carefully as possible. The Hodge is going to stop a lot of his go with a meta finally coming on offline. For Saya, he's got him some mobility at least. He's A-okay for the time being. Damn. Rest in Hell, he is still in an okay spot. I'm just a little worried that his meta, unfortunately, was not able to get too much damage into Saya, so a lot of his potential massive burst combo is out of the window. As long as Saya can stop a lot of this mini meta from the I-Beam from Demonic, then he's going to be okay. Imprisoned for a second. Rest in Hell is still taking fragments of Saya's soul to fuel his machinations with a hunt right after. Does he have the combo? Saya with a stun. Rest in Hell chooses not to trinket. Does he have the combo? Saya is with no health whatsoever. Oh my, Saya barely surviving that shield event and still got a bubble. Backflip out for Rest in Hell for a second. I-Beam to follow. Does he have another combo? He has another big combo. Saya could be in a heap of trouble. 8 minutes into the match, Saya looking like he's stabilizing a little bit. Does he go for a bubble? There goes the bubble. Rest in Hell has darkness. That's the only thing he can really do. Darkness, maybe Shadow Meld. Shadow Meld was used. At this point, he's hoping darkness keeps him alive. Saya just keeps landing hits after hits. Rest in Hell needs a little bit more damage. Does pick up a little bit of shielding into an I-Beam. Him left. I don't even know how he survived it. What in the world? I feel like that should not have happened. With Tricky going to be up next. Does have a succubus slinking around in stealth. How is that man alive? Rested Hell does find the succubus. At least he got something for him to leech health off of, avoiding that. It looks like he still got hit by the cataclysm. Infernal is going to keep him nice and warm back there. He's definitely going to have to find a good angle in order to get up next to Tricky. Try to see if he can go for an interrupt. I don't really know if he interrupted. Succubus trades it with a fear. Not the best fade. And then Infernal does walk away. Bolt ain't going to feel good. Mortal Coil. Oh, it might be light. Oh, he's still alive. Matter to him in another bolt. Oh my god, he's still alive. Big blade dance. That's going to be huge defenses out for Tricky. Massive shielding is going to go for another gateway. Resident still got mobility. Actually, the more he got to move, the more shielding he can get out of it. So him using movement skills actually is good for him. Imprisoned for a second just to stop the cast. While Wall is on Tricky. Trying to see if he go for big damage. Flying away from Cataclysm. Looking to drop down lances on him. Does take him out. Oh my god, this guy is still alive. Lemon is up next. This is where Resident Hell knows he's going to be in trouble if he stays next to this monk for any reason. Backflip out of there. Does he go? He'll swipe. He swiped, so he doesn't have leg sweep anymore. For Resident Hell, this is huge. He can't get locked down anymore. He got mobility. He can just run. Oh, but he can't really hide away from the monk burst. Oh no, touch of death. That was so good. That was so good. Into a full karma. And Shalepa? Is that what your name is? Shalepa? You're a Haranir! Or Harandar? I like that. I like your bony Tuskar daggers too. That's so good. You can only imagine what spec he plays. Or what build he plays. I kind of was excited for Survival Hunter to play Spear, but looks like they made the dual wield way too good to not play it. Way too good to not play it. Although I do like the idea of the Survival Hunter dual wielding axes like Rexar. Daggers is a little bit weird. But I guess daggers work big. Huge. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage out of that sentinel. It is going to be a trinket out. Schlepper got himself a defensive. Big shotgun. Blasted him point blank range. And that's going to be Nikki up next. Oh my goodness. I forgot that how good Chakram does the damage. The takedown damage of takedown, unfortunately, but Chakram still does a lot of hits. Still does big damage. So it looks like kind of just want to build it up a little. Big takedown. It looks like, yeah, Nikki's just going to take him out. Take down with the Chakram. With Zekon over on the team 1. Last one left. He's got Nikki and Emochka to get through. We are at 11 minutes into the match. Dampening is pretty much at 60%. It is going to be a lot of your healing. Majority of the healing is just gone. Nikki pre-turtling it. That is a very, very aggressive use of turtle. But maybe that is a correct move. Boomstick. It is connecting. You did get stunned. Boomstick unfortunately did not get the most amount of damage you could have out of it. I don't know if he... Or at least the most damage I expected out of it. Normally it's like a huge hit. Huge burst. Does go for a good wall here. Dampening down some of the damage out for Zekon, who's playing the hammer build instead. The hammer build actually may end up working out here really well because it's a huge hit. The hammer is a one big hit. Continues good sustained damage and one big hit to follow up. You don't have to play around every 30 seconds of Dawnlight. Nikki is going to be taking hits after his though. Unfortunately, he just doesn't have too many defenses to work with. He maybe can get some CC. Maybe he can prolong the match. If he can prolong this match into higher dampening, oh, unfortunately, that is going to be full hammer. With the Mochka last one left. As long as Zekon gets some good hammer procs, I don't really know if Mochka can do much. I feel like Zekon is going to have to answer here. Bop insta as soon as the bleeds are on him. I think that's the right answer. You got to play around the dampening. You're not going to heal, but so neither is the Pharaoh. So whatever damage you can do now is going to help out. Judgment is going to connect, but unfortunately, he may just have to go for the eyes here. In which case, if he can catch himself a resell, that'll be golden for him. It looks like he... Ooh, blind a little early for Zekon. Hope that he caught the Pharaoh, but would have seen him by now. Paladins never change. Still the double class until it was? I mean, it is crazy in 1v1s, I will give you that. The consecration slow and the movement clear is crazy to me. It is crazy. I feel like that on a Holy Paladin is probably fine. But on a Red Paladin, at least for 1v1, I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Full lay on hands. But the bleeds are still coursing through him. Dampening spiked up to 70% now. So Mochka is going to have to be very, very careful. Full defense as wall. Barskin is going to bless against Zekon. Able to pretty much reduce that stun down to nothing. Bubble early for Zekon. Emochka looking to escape this as fast as possible. Oh, he's got a movement speed. Oh, he's got a mobility. Try to see if he can go for a maim. That is going to be helpful. Stun available for Zekon very, very shortly. But he may actually be taking way too much damage unless Zekon has a big heal right now. It is lights. Well done, well done. Everybody got a 1? I feel like somebody got at least 2, didn't they? I'll need to reference that again, but I know that Resident Hell got a really close game there. And I'm pretty sure it was Warriors versus Sire, I think it was. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Let me know when you guys are both good to go. We'll send it. Another one, boys. Another one. '94, beautiful. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Beautiful. Johnny's ready. We'll catch up with Cracker here in a second. 21 King. I think Pharaohs do better than Paladins, by the way. I think Pharaoh could beat a Paladin. He just ends up being a very, very slow, drawn-out game. What is this? Fnatic launches new line of World of Warcraft collectibles? What is that? ROM replica? A CD ROM replica? So I guess you could have the box and the CD. Cover ingot? Wait, is that metal? If that's metal, that could be kind of sick. Bottle opener, blood, icon of blood. Blood of shield bottle opener. I kind of like the more like keychain. That's pretty solid. The BFA poster is kind of whatever. Actually, it's an art print. Huh. The prices are kind of reasonable, actually. Usually all these things are... Wait, that's what it looks like? Hold on a second. Wait, that looks sick. Wait, it is metal. Wait, that looks sick. Wait, how good quality is this? That's 35 bucks? Hold on a second. This is metal. It's like a plaque. Wait, that's kind of sick, actually. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Maps? Oh wait, the maps are kind of sick, actually. Wait, they're pretty well illustrated too. Oh, this is actually not that bad quality. How big is this? Can I get a banana for scale? You know what I mean? Can I get a banana for scale? Doesn't look that bad. Ludi. Good. Dalaran. Yeah, that's actually not terrible. I imagine that would actually be some really solid decor. I don't hate it. You know, I was talking about like updating my wall here and not going green screen, but just like maybe getting a couple, I don't know, shelves to decorate the back. Maybe I should do that, man. What if I did like a neon sign that just sits behind me with like the name Dalaran or like a rogue logo in the bottom or something? That could be kind of sick. I need to look into stuff like that, honestly. I might have to. I think it'd be kind of sick, maybe. Because I don't really do anything to decorate this stream like ever. And the whole green screen thing, I'm like, you know, it's constantly giving me trouble, so. I'm thinking maybe we swap out of it completely. But a plain barren wall is not flattering in any way, shape, or form. You know? Wait. Which? Cool. Got ourselves. What do we got? Wait, brand new team? We got ourselves. Wait, what's your name? Cis Fury. I'm gonna call him Fury. The first part is like Cis Fury. I have no idea what that means. Gazef? I don't even understand what that means. It sounds like Gazeta, but not really. Gazef. Alaroshuk. I know this guy. It's pretty much a name is essentially a pancake, a pastry, kind of like a pancake style pastry. Alaroshuk. As a trick is gonna be taking damage after damage. Does he even have a succubus? Oh man. Oh, hold on a second. Maybe reflect up a Hodge onto a Alaroshuk. Does not go for a Hodge. Is gonna go for a blind. Doesn't Tricky have a succubus though? I don't think he does. There it goes. Oh, unfortunately, he didn't have it summoned out of the bat. But it's going to go for an immediate CC. Does give Tricky at least an opportunity to escape. Him being dragged here, he actually is going to have a decent bit of mobility. Because that glide, for at least for Warlock, who are normally fairly slow, that does give you a slight bit of mobility. He can actually kind of let you get around the pillar and run around pretty easily. Is going to be Fear with a wall. Bolt right after, but unfortunately, that's way too much damage. Yeah, I think he decided, you know what? I can't really go anywhere. I don't have mobility. Wall. Let's try to pump whatever damage I can. But by that point, a lot of tricks just had way too much output. Messiah going to be up next. Now, a lot of Trick and Saya fought each other. They're both relatively even to one another. A lot of Trick, however, not playing adaptation. I noticed that. He's probably wishing he played adaptation if he knew Saya was going to be on that team. But normally, I feel like a lot of Trick is actually he kind of cranks. Saya plays very, very carefully. So a little more careful than a lot of Shark, but a lot of Shark cranks. He puts out damage. It's good. A lot of Shark trying to see if he can get some output. Syed got himself a bit of damage, got himself Templars, but it looks like he's going to be playing a little bit more defensively. A lot of Shark is the one pressing the offensive pretty much the entire time, staying on top of Saya. That is going to be a Hodge for Saya. That's at least a proper go. Templar is going to go. It looks like almost for self heals. Trinket off the blind. Well, a lot of Shark, that is a lay on hand. So he's just going to burn it just to keep the pressure roll onto Saya. Does Saya still have a lay? Most likely, right? Most likely, right? He's trying to see if he can deny the lay on hands by just going for Dawn Light as best as he can. But there goes a lay. A lot of Shark is taking a decent bit of damage here. He's really trying to stay super aggressive, putting a lot of those Dawn Light offensively versus Saya, pushing out as much damage as possible. Saya with a blind, Hodge to follow. A lot of Shark does have an answer. Is going to go for human racial. Try to use mobility to escape here for a second, just to find himself a breather until his Hodge is back up and available. Saya will not have a blessing sink for this one. Shield defense up for a lot of Shark. Got himself decent burst, and it looks like he's just going to layer the damage on top of Saya as best as possible. Maybe with some self-healing, but mostly just offensive. Is going to pop that shield advantage from Saya fairly quickly. Next Hodge is going to be up for Saya, so it's a question, will a lot of Shark need some kind of an answer here? Will you have to pre-Blessing of Sancted? Will you be able to try to see if you can pre-Blessing of Sancted? Blessing of Spellwarden maybe? He could just rotate Blessing of Spellwarden and did wait out until... Actually, no! Saya ended up jumping the gun! Blessing of Sank was still in a lot of Sharks. Saya's stun was very, very short. He couldn't really do much. He went for Wake of Ashes. Enough for a lot of Sharks to disengage. Saya just having to burn it all on defenses. That is so unfortunate. Actually unfortunate. For a lot of Sharks, what are we looking like right now? My show is on. What's up, Jace? How you doing, fam? Yeah. The EU show is on tonight. I am wondering how NA is going to go tomorrow. I think we are going to try to see if we can have games on NA, but we'll see how those go. We'll see how those go. What? Because it looks like Kraken is doing something tomorrow for 1v1 duels. He's doing some 1v1 tournament tomorrow anyway, so I think we'll just keep it on NA. I was thinking maybe reaching out to Kraken and be like, yo, you want to do EU for Saturday as well? See if he'd be down for it, but I think he's busy this week. Sai is still taking that Dawn Light damage, back-to-back hits. A lot of Shark got himself Hand of Freedom. Again, like I said, a lot of Shark likes to go aggressive, and I really love seeing it. Trinket, see Sai with the damage. He's going to back up out of there for a second. That's why he knows to play a little safer, but the rest of the time, he's just running outside the entire time. Blessing is saying, Sai got anything to follow up, maybe like a blind. Probably not the worst move, honestly. Hodge, Sai with a Trinket. A lot of Shark got himself Wake of Ashes, blind by Saya. Yeah, maybe a lot of Shark should have saved that Blessing of Saint for like when he had a proper go, you know. But Sai is taking hits, dude. Sai is taking damage. A lot of Shark is in an aggressive spree, which I really do love seeing. And he's got movement, he got a horse, making it difficult for Sai to escape. Sai actually burning through his mana, having to go for self-heals. A lot of Shark burning a bubble just so he can stay aggressive, seeing that Sai is low on resources. He feels like he might be able to start forcing cooldowns out of Sai. A bubble, Spellwarden, really anything. Maybe it's because a lot of Shark got some kind of an ace in the hole. Maybe he's got a lay on hands, backup unavailable. Maybe he's got some kind of a play. Maybe he timed it where he thinks his wall or his human racial will be back up by the time Sai will have a Hodge. That or he's feeling just extra confident. Shield evidence out for a lot of Shark. Sai using everything he can for mobility just to outrun him as best as possible. A lot of Shark needs to get himself a good angle. As soon as he sees Sai really committing the damage, Blessing a Sank, he knows that Sai will not be able to Hodge him immediately. He's going to use that for mobility to try to escape it. Saya wants to see if he can get in there. Does go for a stun. Unfortunately, no human racial is available. A lot of Shark still feeling kind of okay. Starting to take some pressure. Does he have ace in a hole? Wake of Ashes. Is he super low? He's going to go for a heal. Bubble out for Saya. Spellwarden maybe for a lot of Shark. He could go for Spellwarden. If he could delay, that'd be even better. But he could Spellwarden and just go in for full damage. Question is, does a lot of Shark have damage himself? Because if he had Spellwarden, Saya would have nowhere to go. Literally nothing. Next Hodge could be very, very deadly. Saya got himself Hodge available. Blind by a lot of Shark. He has an out for the Hodge. Saya will not be able to lock him down. Hodge, Trinkets it. Try to see if he can use mobility. Maybe Spellwarden. Let's get Sank out for Saya, so a lot of Shark cannot go for Hodge himself. He's still super, super low. Does he not want to go Spellwarden? It doesn't look like he wants to give up Spellwarden. He got Shield of Vengeance. Saya is going to be taking a lot of dead damage. Dude, a lot of Shark has a less health than Saya, and he's just like, you know what? I am taking you down, buddy. I'm taking you down. That bubble is gone. Ain't nothing protecting you. Saya may have to resort to Spellwarden here at moment's notice. Unless he goes down. Hold on a second. Both are kind of low. Spellwarden out for a lot of Shark. Saya trying to see if he can hold on. Whoa, there goes Spellwarden. A lot of Shark needs a Spellwarden of his own. Will not have a normal Trinket for the next go. He will need something here. Next stun could be very deadly. Does not give stun for Saya. It is a trinket for the Paladin immediately. 14 seconds until his Hodge is back up and available. Saya is still at no mana whatsoever. Aladashik just wants blood. Actually, it looks like Aladashik is feeling like, you know what, that next Hodge could be deadly. I'm going to back up out of there. Unfortunately, Saya is Zandalari. That ratio is huge. First aid out for Aladashik, however. But now Saya, I'm pretty sure, has nothing. He's literally sipping on a mana. He is actually feeling the pressure. Literally no resources available. Does Aladashik have himself the big go right now? Does he have him plan to win this? Trinket is available for the human Paladin, while the Xander Paladin is kind of dry at that moment. Aladashik being very, very careful here. I think he wants to make sure he can... He probably feels like he can confidently go in, crack those defenses, spell Blessing a Saint, gets a stone into Saya. Saya has a stone to follow, but Aladashik has a trinket. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Wall, still fine. Saya is starting to take a little bit of damage here. He's going to go for his self-defense while Aladashik is staying offense. It actually looks like he's leveling out the health bar. Aladashik is taking a decent bit of damage, but Saya is also taking hits after hits. Eventually, the Dawnland and Saya are going to wane, and Aladashik still in play. Still trying to see if he can keep it hammering on. Next stun is going to be out for Aladashik, and Saya will not have an answer. Maybe that is the point of this man. This human Paladin getting Saya low enough. Does he have a big go? Wake of Ashes right after hammer, and does take him out. That was a long fought battle between these two and planted a flag of ownership. I feel like Saya is not going to let this one slip by. I feel like it's going to be a vendetta, but Aladashik secures his dominance, not letting these Xander Paladins run. The Chakram though, Lay on Hands came up last second. That Chakram's still very, very deadly. Nikki needs to get in there and get that boomstick out. Start firing away. Definitely got to get that takedown with a boomstick combo. Make the most of that damage count, because that Chakram does a lot of damage. If you combo a boomstick in it, that's going to be huge. Feign death for just a second. Pet is an undead, so he doesn't get stumbled. Wake Bash's turtle right after. Nikki will need something here. Aladashik looking like he's got himself a bit of a stabilization here. Turtle out for Nikki. Just up for just a second, but Blessing a Saint. Actually, it's going to stop any kind of CC. I don't think it stops a turtle or disarm. Maybe. Hand of Freedom is available. Just needs one good hit. Nikki, I think, might be lights for him. Yeah. Paladin just using whatever ability he's got to stay on him. Incap by Lemon. Aladashik does have a bubble. Does Lemon realize it? Because he better be very, very careful. That is a 45% dampening, so you got a lot less healing. Disarm onto the Paladin for just a second. Karma to reverse it. Bubble right after. Lemon is actually dry. Oh my god! Pal, he just goes in full damage. Is he just going in for a full go? Is he just winning all of these? Might be. He just might be. My goodness. Oh my god. Blind. Aladashik unfortunately does not have much against the Mochka. No Blessing of Protection. No Lay on Hands. All he can do is heal. Dawnlight was not quick enough. Spear by the Warrior. Krager goes in full avatar. Mochka does not get a chance to get any kind of recovery. It looks like Krager playing a little bit would look like a little slower. I was thinking he was going to go full demolish everything, but maybe there was a melt out of Mochka? I think that might have been a melt. I mean, I think that's why he couldn't find it for a second. Otherwise, I think he would have been smacking him around the entire time. Well, at 51% dampening, there's not much a Feral can really do in that situation, I imagine. Parry up really early by Krager to make sure Mochka cannot get any kind of damage on him. He's going to go for charges just to intercept the Feral anytime he's got big movement. He's trying to be very, very careful with those charges, to move very intentional with them. So as soon as the Feral gets away, does interrupt the one or regrowth? Oh my god, main for a second. Krager does at least have shielding, as well as rallying cry in case he ever needs to. As long as Krager doesn't take too much dot damage, he's going to start recovering quite a bit of health. Mochka try to go for this regrowth, but he cannot. Krager, I don't know if he's got spear on him. No, he doesn't have spear. Maybe you go for a leap. Does get himself a leap. Stormbolt to follow. It's going to be a trinket roar right after. No, unfortunately, no Zerkus for it. He's going to probably have to mount up, isn't he? Eyes are available, so you may just want to pick up eyes back there, just to make sure he gets the Feral out of stealth. Or just Blade Storms it? Blade Storms it. Eyes, oh, the Feral does escape, but unfortunately. Krager is actually, he doesn't realize it, but he's walking into the Feral's range. And actually, he does catch the Feral with a random whirlwind. Way to go. Fear as the Feral gets some bleeds in. Krager knows he's going to take a lot of damage here. It's going to be a Stormbolt, most likely. Fear does catch the Feral in. It's stunned by the Feral, unfortunate though. Meme right after hold on. Krager's health is actually in very, very much in jeopardy. That Feral lived that entire spear with that stun lock combo. Krager still can make something happen. Try to go for a kick, does not connect. Can't go for Stormbolt, does get himself a big bit of shielding. Just needs one big execute. Charge, Stormbolt, Is it enough? Demolished by the wall, and ONYXIA is still taking so little damage with those walls. Cracker's still somehow alive, but bites do go through. And Gazef is trying to see if he can take him out. Trinket immediately has himself the melee combo. ONYXIA, there ain't no way you're gonna live this, right? There ain't no way. Ain't no way, right? Ain't no way, buddy. Right? 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 Maybe? Oh no. Oh no, Demon Hunter just uses one little go. One meta go. Unfortunately, he doesn't find him. Sigil of Misery does catch him. Big Hunt. Melee. Zoom on him. He's still alive? I'm surprised the Pharaoh's alive. Restunned. Walking away. Oh my. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Gazef unfortunately does not have any heals. I mean, he has a Demon Hunter, so like he can do like what? The soul emulation. That helps a bit. But it just doesn't have the same survivability as I have a Demon Hunter. The fragments of souls that he can collect a bunch of them. They just do very, very little healing. Whereas Havoc does not get too many fragments, but they do a lot of healing per fragment. He does see the Feral. Unfortunately, was not able to stop his go, stop his stun. That's going to be full bleeds, maim. Yeah, the ONYXIA just absolutely wraps him up with those bleeds and bites and takes him out. And look at this regrowth. At 68% dampening, those heals are still decent. Nespershka trying to see if he can find him. Unfortunately, doesn't find him. Eyes are available on both sides. If Nespershka picks up an eye, he's actually in a great position to find the Feral. But the Feral, he's roaming around the outer edges. He's kind of watching the eye. He's ready for it. If the rogue opens up on the left hand side of the eye, he should be able to find him, should be able to see him. The Nespershka, I think, should still be able to get an upper hand on him. Got an eyes? No. ONYXIA was thinking he was going to go opener, but he's not going to go for it. He's going to pick up eyes. Be able to moonfire the rogue. Does moonfire him. Still should be available, a stun available for Nespershka whenever he wanted to gouge. Pre-Bards can Trinket for Trinket. Stun right after ONYXIA is going to take a minute and see. Evasion up for Nespershka. I think he just cloak and run, right? I think he just cloak and run after him. I know the rogues usually try not to spend too many defenses altogether, but I think in that situation, on this side dampening, you just go. You just go, go, go. Short stun, Nespershka with advantage for a second just to give himself a little bit of health. Try to be a little more careful. I don't think he's going to land the sap on ONYXIA. Cheap shot though. With a secret technique. Coup de grace. Yeah, more than enough. More than enough. A louder circle with 4. This paladin just absolutely crushed it. Crushing it. Not only did he put a flag of ownership on Saya, but he's also absolutely dismantled that team little by little, huh? Crazy strong. I like that aggressive play at the very least. Where Saya played super defensive, I like that guy just going, you know what? Hammer. Just crushing it. Hey, hey, hey. Absolute, like, man. I do wonder if Blizzard will ever go to like, hey, Templars, what you want to play for PvP? Don't play Dawnlight. I almost feel like the two should switch. Play Dawnlight in PvE. I know it's not the most engaging. I actually don't even know why they decided to give Red Paladin dot gameplay. I feel like it just doesn't fit them. But it's also not too fun. Cracker and Johnny, let me know when you guys are good. Lemon needs a +1. If you guys were in Team Cracker and you want to join in a team, we got one. We got a spot. If y'all want to join in, more than welcome to. This like emoji boxer from Classic Kata with a disc inside and everything. Dude, I wish I had mine. I wish I still had mine. I wish. That would have been sick. I had the battle chest. And like at some point they made the battle chest for like, you know, first few expansions or whatever. Vanilla, TBC, Wrath. I wish I still had that. I'm not sure what happened to it. That was back when you actually used CDs to like download the game though. Well, actually, they had the CDs, but you could download it online too. But I'm pretty sure I did it through CDs because it was, because my internet was absolutely atrocious. 1 sec. Who else could I invite? Oh, you got 5. Beautiful. There's a rook. And then we'll do it. Hello, Dalaran. Hello, Dalaran. Darkness nerf and the damage is nice counter. It's RNG, unfortunately. Yeah, darkness does dampen the damage, but it's very, very RNG. It's very, very like, what is it, 20 to 25% chance to like absorb the damage. In PvP, I think it would be nicer if it was just like a DR, or it absorbed a portion, like, I don't know, 10% of all damage taken while you're in it. So it was like more of a consistent DR. I think it'd be fine, but like the RNG of it, it's just like you drop darkness and you're like, please, I hope I just live. I kind of hate it. As a demon hunter for PV, for raids is generally good. For the raids is generally good, especially if it's ticking damage. Not like a big hit for the raid, but a ticking damage, because most people will have it absorbed by darkness. But yeah, that's why a lot of players would use to overlap 2 demon hunters with 2 darknesses, so you have a pretty high chance to absorb. Which 30% perk. Got ourselves Cracker or over the team. 1 not gonna be first up. It looks like it's gonna be maybe the demon hunter. No, yeah, no, it is a demon hunter versus a warrior. And it is Curdy on a arms. No, no, it is a Fury. It is Fury. I just didn't see your other weapon. I didn't know where it went. Gazef is going to get storm bolted. Spear right after. Curdy with a full burst. Trying to see if he can get himself a proper go here. Going to be the Hunt melee combo. Curdy is going to take a bit of that damage. I wonder if he's going to have a reflect. I think he did do a reflect for that, actually. Going to be a storm bolt attempt, but it's going to be Gazef able to go for backflips to keep himself at bay. Avoid race from a distance. Curdy back it up out of there because he just feels like it's going to be a lot of freebie damage for him to take. Imprisoned right after. Does break out of it with Zerkers. Fear onto Gazef. And Curdy just trying to use whatever he can in order to get himself some survivability behind the pillar. I like his friend pet. I like that friend pet. I like it. I never get my friend pet. I want my friend pet. Or Arthas. But I like the friend pet better. Curdy does at least get himself a lot of recovery. I also like his choice of weapon. That weapon in particular. Wasn't that the classic vanilla weapon? The whirlwind axe? Or is that like a variation of it, I think? I think it might have been a later expansion variation. I almost want to say maybe. I'm not sure. Jake, you let me know. Because I know they had a big, like, you gotta kill this air elemental and you get this axe quest. That was one of their best weapons for like a huge portion of the leveling section. It kind of looks like that. It looks good. I just appreciating it. It's gonna be a charge. Does Gazef have meta? No meta for a little bit here. He's still got a decent bit of survivability. Does go for a melee combo versus Curdy. Curdy with a charge. Curdy taking a decent bit of damage though. He's playing Slayer by the looks of it. So he's not a mountain thing. He's a Slayer. Big metamorphosis is available. Curdy with massive defenses. Gazef is going to be charging into it. Full melee combo, but a spear locking him down in place. Curdy trying to do whatever damage he can. Gazef starting to take some hits here too. Curdy is able to survive a huge portion of the damage and recover quite a decent bit of health. Gazef still has meta, and he's going to try to use whatever damage he can while meta is active in order to max it out. Curdy with a quick fear. Does a reflect in case there's going to be damage to follow up. Just try to see if he can buy himself a bit of cover. Reap, I think, reflected back at him, but I'm not 100%. Maybe Curdy's taking hits after hits though. Another melee combo is up. Gonna go for a disarm. I don't really know if that really stops a lot of the damage when you disarm the melee combo. Because I know it doesn't stop the damage because technical all of it are still spells. But they're all part of him like charging in, doing big slash, keeping them out of the way. It is going to be Sigil of Misery. Curdy's trying to see if he can avoid it. Gazef is actually doing a decent bit of overall healing, man. Anytime he's got himself that soul immolation, he's actually recovering a lot. For Curdy, he got himself that second wind. But it looks like Gazef does not want to chase after Curdy. Looks like maybe he's trying to save shifts for mobility to get some movement to chase or back away. But he's not really chasing after Curdy and letting that second wind happen. Devour it? Yeah! I think this is a BOE axe I bought last night in Classic. That version? Yeah, because there's a couple of variations of that look. But it's a really good looking axe in my opinion. It's really unique. It's like very whimsical. Very, very, very wow. You know? Very WoW style in terms of his design. Gonna be full meta. Curdy does not have a big defensive here. He's gonna have to be very, very careful. Leap, trying to see if he can get away from the melee combo. I think he's still got himself one more slash. Fear to follow. Barely escaping it. This warrior's doing everything he can to survive, man. Literally everything. But for Gazef right now, yeah, it is not easy. Trying to see if he can get himself an angle, but it's just not really happening. I guess he doesn't have, maybe he doesn't have the one talent for additional extra shift, because normally you have 2 ports, but I think he might just be running with 2 ports. Going to be a lockdown with a spear. Curdy has a lot of damage, trying to see if he can make a play. Demon Hunter cannot escape him, has himself the melee damage to try to see if he can counter him, using those backflips to try to escape. Blaze him out for Curdy. Is it going to be enough though? Gazef taking a decent bit of hits here and there. Curdy does get hit with a stun that is going to be Trinket to fall. It got him some big defensives. Void Ray from afar. He cannot engage. He's actually going to use it as an escape. Very Warcraft act. Yeah, very, very whimsical. Very actually, it's like stylized, right? You know how WoW has like this, even vanilla has always had this like slightly cartoon-ish stylized look. That axe definitely fits it super, super well. Definitely fits it. 5 minutes into the match and these two are still tussling. The Fury Warrior does not want to go down. It feels like the match is definitely angled towards the Demon Hunter. Every time he has a full go versus Curdy, Curdy is under pressure and he could barely escape it every time. Into in prison, got himself the big melee combo. Curdy had no help whatsoever, does go for Rallying Cry. The Demon Hunter does get himself a good angle into the room, got himself more consumes, more reaps. Just needs one big hit. Curdy picking up a little bit of health. Hold on, wait. Oh, he knew that he died. I was thinking for a second, like, wait, he's recovering, but he's got his shit death. That makes sense. In cap, it's going to be Demon Hunter with a stun. If he can go for a backflip, actually, he does not sit that stun from Lemon Roll at all, but massive burst. Because Zephyr's going to have to do something here in order to heal. I don't know if he's got mobility. He got a backflip, so he can at least use that for mobility. Void Ray for a second, at least he's got himself some damage. I don't know if he can go for a meta. He needs a heal right here, right now. Touch of death, unfortunately, got him super below. Looks like he used literally everything versus Curdy. I did not realize he practiced cheap death like that. A lot of like tried to see if he could charge out. Lemon does have in cap, does have karma, does have wall, does have stuff to work with, but that first duel does drain the team into somewhat of a higher dampening. At the 27% dampener, you are reducing quite a decent bit of overall healing that you can get. Lemon does have Mortal Strike whenever he goes for right in some kick, however, so at least he's got a way to dampen up some of the healing from a lot of shook. Question is for Lemon though, is he going to be able to live himself? Is he going to be able to survive himself though? He's trying to see if he can make a play, but Karma lets you use it right there. Oh yeah, the hammer go flying. They can try to make an escape. Alaroshek and Saya both running adaptation. Interesting. Very interesting. So every second stun they won't be able to stop. But outside of that, every stun should be stoppable. Blind, unfortunately for Saya, does not break immediately through adaptation. I was thinking it would, but I guess maybe it's only 4 seconds. Hodge doesn't break through adaptation. Oh, did Saya make a mistake? Did he pick up a talent that makes adaptation bad against him? He may have. Mayhaps. No 4-5 Devour Demon Hunter without a burst. Can't reach his basic kills. It is a lot of damage, isn't it? It is quite a bit. Saya with the Blessing of Sake. Maybe look at her defensive here, actually. A lot of shit with the magic immunity, just so you can push some pressure into Saya. Lay on hands comes through. A lot of shit is going to eat the next Hodge, but he's going to have a trick for the next one. We are only 7 minutes into the match, though. Hodge to follow. Saya does not have a way out of it. Saya does go for adaptation, but that stun is not long enough. I think Saya took a wrong talent, so he sits and stuns. Shorter time, but never enough to trip up adaptation. And a lot of trick with a blind also did not break it either. So Saya just basically cannot break out of CC at all. He's just basically full CCable. While a lot of shit is going to have adaptation for the next stun. Saya might have put himself maybe potentially in a really tough situation. That is a little rough. Stun, immediate trinket out for a lot of shit. But Saya is going to use mobility to try to escape him. Unfortunately, a lot of shit, unless he uses mobility and burns some of that himself, he won't be able to easily catch up to Saya. Yeah, the consecration, as soon as he walks next to it, it is going to slow him down. Saya is worried about that Hodge, man. He's worried. He does not want to get hit at all. There goes the Hodge. A lot of shit actually playing him more defensively that go. Reincarnation or regeneration, not really helping him at all. A lot of shit with Blessing of Saint. Saya, as long as you don't know Hodge way too early, you might be okay. Might be okay. Hodge, Blessing of Saint is off. A lot of shit doesn't you bubble it. It's kind of low. No, he doesn't. Unless Saya gets a huge hit right here, he might be okay. Saya does back away with a Shield of Vengeance, has no Shield of Vengeance of his own. A lot of shit, if he can catch up to him. He's trying to use the pillar in the middle to try to catch up to the guy. Hodge and Saya does actually Blessing of Sanctum. Well done. He's able to at least avoid that stun very, very well. Both Paladins do have access to a bubble. I don't know about Lay on Hands, but both of them do have a bubble. So it's really going to be interesting which one bubbles first. Wake of Ashes out for Saya. Adaptation out for a lot of shit. Does not have a Wake of Ashes of his own, so he's playing a little more defensively. Just try to avoid Saya's damage at least a little bit. There's still a lot of mobility. Even with a horse, he can't catch up to him. That is wild. Stun onto Saya. Does eat that full stun with his Shield of Vengeance to follow. A lot of shit. Maybe looking for a bubble here. Saya is going to take a bit of that dot damage. But a lot of shit, I don't know. The human Paladin, I think, is going to have advantage here with that adaptation. Does he need to bubble it? He does not bubble it. He's Blessing a Saint that stun. Well done, well done. He does get hit Saya with a blind, which he could not break either. Dude, Saya picking adaptation was a wrong move here, I think. I think that was a wrong move, Buster. Blessing a Saint, though, very well timed. So for Ladashek won't be able to lock down that stun, but the damage is still gonna go through. Will Saya be able to deal with it? That's a huge spike of damage. Bubble is out. Ladashek just going for shield of Vengeance. He could bubble himself as well. Done. Trinket set immediately with adaptation. Thank goodness. Thank goodness he's running it. Thank goodness he doesn't have the scuff version. And that's going to be bubble out for Ladashek. Does he have the damage? Saya is going to take huge hits. Try to go for whatever healing he can. At 51% dampening, all Ladashek needs is a stun, Wake of Ashes, and maybe a dream. Maybe a Hand of Freedom to get him out of those consecrations. But if he can do that, he'll be golden. Saya trying to heal, but he's not able to, man. Unable to. He needs a Blessing of Saint here. He knows he's going to lose this otherwise. Shield of Vengeance. Does Ladashek have enough here? He's going to take a next stun by Saya. Blessing of Saint. Oh my god, he read Saya like a book. Saya, what can you do in this situation? Do you have anything left at all? My god! Oh, no, 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 no. Wait a second. Oh. Ladashek hit him with a flag of ownership and a lay on hands on top of it. Literally finessing on him. My god. Man, I feel like we got a new EU monster paladin, man. Saya is really good, but Ladashek is absolutely stomping it tonight. Actually doing the work, and I like how aggressive he's playing. I mean, he's a Dawn Knight build, right? So he still has a lot of healing, but he's super aggro. He's going in. He's choosing when the kill happens. I'd love to see it. Unfortunately, Mochka with a lot of bleeds, there's not much you can do. Look at the talent. Yeah. Funny how paladins have a talent that can reduce durational stuns, which can actually make adaptation useless. It's very, very funny to me. Also, how many classes can reduce stun? Why? I'm pretty sure Orc Racial can reduce the stun, but outside of that, I don't think any other classes can reduce the durational stuns, right? Or CC of any kind. I know there's racials like Magar can reduce the duration of like curses, but yeah, it's just crazy the tools that paladins have, man. You know what I mean? Crazy. I mean, I guess you could argue, well, warriors have that what battle? What is it? Berserker's Rage that can reduce the duration of ACC. I guess that is true, but the paladins have Blessing of Saint, so I don't know. But like passively reduce stuns, that just seems really strong for PvP. Adaptation facepalm, yeah, it's funny. It's just crazy. It's gonna be lead by the warrior. He's bled up. Krager will have to wait until a good moment versus Emochka. Does he just trinket it? Does trinket. Stone immediately is gonna go for Colossus Mash. Parry right after. I think he tried to start a demolish, but Emochka, I think, just weaved away from it. That or Krager started it, but then something happened. Not really sure. It definitely looked like he started a channel. I wish I could see the cooldown of demolish, but unfortunately I can't. Gonna be a bit of a Berserker Rage out for Krager to make sure he doesn't sit that cell long at all. No, he still has the demolish. So he still has demolish. So it was something else that he started. Some other channel. I'm not sure what it was then. It's gonna be a main for a second. It's gonna be Blaze Storm. I think that's what it was. I think it was a Blaze Storm for a second. Spear, yeah, the Emochka unfortunately does not go anywhere. With another warrior. It says Fury. We're gonna call him Fury. He's gonna be up next. Unfortunately, he's not playing Fury. He's an arms. He's an arms warrior. Spear around the corner. Emochka is not bled up, so he's not gonna be able to get out of there. Unless the shield bled up and it's just shield keeping him alive. Hard to tell sometimes. Hard to tell. But Emochka, look at that healing. 70% dampening is quite high, but he's still able to get a decent bit of healing. We are at 70% dampening. So much healing reduction, and these guys are still able to heal. That is wild to me. Although Fury cannot heal. Oh my god, the bleeds. Oh, it's over. Feral Druid, man. Feral Druid bleed. I guess it's Feral Druid, but also Warrior, right? Warriors do not deal that well with that kind of bleed damage at no dampening at all. And this Emochka just goes in for a bit of a gouge right after. Emochka with a bark skin. I think he just picked up the eyes at this point, right? Or he's gonna go for a reset. Actually, not a bad move. You know, previously sub-rogues versus feral druids, it was a little bit more of like, ooh, could be anyone's mad. But now that rogues lost bleeds for PvP, as you don't have a rupture anymore, you can't put a bleed on a feral to keep him out of stealth, and then let a sap as the bleed falls off. You can't do that anymore. Now you have to be playing burst the entire time, but it does give you way better sustained damage. If you can just keep the pressure rolling, because look, that full stun opener trinket out for this Emochka with an evasion, so there's nothing the feral can do to stop him. He does have shadow step. He's gonna go for a step. Oh my god, the coup de grace. That is the trade, at the very least. Flare down. This Emochka did have to cloak. Unfortunately, I guess Nikki was out of the room. to get a 100 mark on him. But yeah, I don't think for the first case it's too bad. Although the opener is going to be very, very deadly. Nikki just got to make sure he's getting himself full burst. Freeze. This guy could just run into it. Let's find him. Stun. Takedown. Chakram. Needs a gun. Feint down for a second. The Chakram's still doing damage. A lot of damage, in fact. Oh my god. Woo! Why does it hit so hard? Chakram hits that hard? Wow. Yeah, I know the Blizzard decided to nerf takedown. I feel like they probably were like, what is a Chakram? What is that damage? It must be takedown. Let's nerf takedown. What is happening? Let's get us another going, boys, yeah? Uno más, uno más. My goodness. Beautiful. So far, these duels have been really, really fun. Johnny's ready? Cracker, let me know when you're ready. And if you guys ever need more bodies, let me know. Let me know. We're trying to see if we can maybe get like Rest in Hell into one of the groups because he's not a Team Cracker, so I can maybe get him into Team Johnny. That could be fun. Okay. Let's go for let's go this map. Let's go to Urna and she decided to give me 5 rings. Ah, yeah. I hate that. I hate that. Ever since they made some of the bosses drop items like legacy mode, they just drop an ungodly amount of garbage. How quick was Diurna, by the way? Because last time I did Diurna, it took ages and I was on a hunter. I basically had to kill all the eggs. How long is that fight now? Because I would like to go back and farm it for the mount from Razagath. I really, really, really want to farm it from the mount from Razagath. Because I never got it and I kind of want it. How bad is it? Doing the same thing, only did 5 sets of eggs. Oh, really? Oh, it's easy then. Never mind. Yeah, 5 sets of eggs is so doable. Which I'm in the area right now. 5 sets of eggs is all you need apparently. Emojka, it looks like the Feral maybe gonna be first up. Over on the team, we also got Lemon. Gotta be first up. Lemon the Monk. Lemon roll of the Monk versus Gazef. The Demon Hunter in cap. Immediately gotta be Lemon with Electric Trinket instant for Gazef. So next, go by Lemon. That is gonna be pretty good. Ooh, Lemon's taking huge hits though. Even though he got himself that zonal action with Ring of Peace. Oh my god, dude. Gazef is taking out Lemon. Forced the karma out of him really early with a trinket too. Sigil of Misery for a second. If he got meta, it's over. Literally, if he's got meta, it is lights. Gazef, meta. Full burst. Lemon, do you have anything for it? He tried to disarm, I think. Wow. The full melee combo out of the Demon Hunter. Doesn't get stopped. My god. And he just goes meld. Which is a demon in the darkness. Demon in the night. He's just gonna skulk in the shadows. But unfortunately, it is going to dissipate. Who's up next? It looks like Emochka is bouncing, but I don't think he's up next. Is it Kurdi? Is it Nikki? Is it Hosaya? It looks like it is going to be Kurdi. Gazef, a rematch versus the Warrior with even less line of sight than last time. So I wonder if it's going to be good for him. This guy with immediate backflip, thinking there's going to be probably a Stormbolt. Not going to happen just yet. Does go for the melee combo. He's going to give him another backflip. Those melee combos are huge because of the backflip that he gets out of it. So you can time him correctly. Basically, does not have the CC at all. Disarm for a second. Gazef does go for a backflip too to remove the disarm. I don't think he really needs a weapon though, does he? Ivy from a distance. Avoid rather from a distance. Start to take a decent bit of damage. He's going to pick up a lot of healing. He may need something here for Kurdi. Darkness down as he's kind of locked in place. So he's just going to try to see if he can get whatever damage instant cast he can versus Kurdi. Does Gazef have any more melee combos? He does have some melee combo. He also got a Void Ray to follow up. Next up is going to be very deadly. No trinket. Do you have a meta? You may need a meta here. You may need a meta if you got it. Movement is going to be helpful. Does get us low into Kurdi. Because they're picking up a little bit of that healing. So that's exactly what he needs. He needs to get himself a backflip for the next stun lock combo. Void Ray, just making sure that Kurdi cannot approach him. As long as Kurdi's taking passive damage, it could be fine too. Gazef with a full melee combo. Kurdi trying to see if he can play defensively. Big hunt right after. Massive combo. Kurdi does pick up a little bit of healing with the Blaze Storm. Gazef backing up out of the dust of a trinket for the next possible go here. Void Ray, as long as Kurdi is not in line of sight, he shouldn't be taking damage. But it looks like he still took some hits. Done right after. Does the Demon Hunter have a follow-up? Looks like he does have melee combo. Does have the normal hunt out of that meta. Does he have anything to follow up though? Does he have another melee? He just got reaps from afar. He just got reaps from range. I think he does proc his sheet death. I think at this point, Curdy, that's all he can really do. Yeah, he does proc his sheet death. Got Zev picking up too. Curdy unfortunately is gonna go down. The cheat death from Fury is solid, but if you don't have the other guy low enough at all, I mean, there's only so much you can really do. With Nikki gonna be up next. Gazef, question is, will he be able to fight a survival hunter? He's gotta find a way to get out of this combo. If he sees, catches him with a random void ray, he's gonna go for a backflip, either a random void ray or spectral sight void ray. But if Nikki, he went in for a takedown actually, so as long as he can avoid the takedown, he'll be okay. He does still see him big chakram damage. Gazef just needs to be very, very careful with that chakram damage. Stun short on the hunter, does go for the trinket. Gazef takes a huge hit. Picking up whatever health he can though. There's only so much you can do. Imprison for a second. Does he have another meta? If he has another meta, he might be able to make some work off of it, especially if he can just go for consumes off of the pet. That could also work. As long as he avoids the stun, he'll be okay. Those reaps are a lot of damage. He's going to get hit by the stun most likely, unless he avoids it. Does kind of avoid it. I think he has a melee combo for the hunt. Purchase wake. No, looks like that is gone actually. So Gazef right now is kind of limited. If Nikki goes in for any kind of healing, does he have bandages? Or is that not a thing anymore? Maybe they don't have it. Holy teleporting. Yeah, exactly, dude. Big teleports out of Demon Hunter. Demon Hunters in PvP, Devourers in particular, are really, really good at that whole movement skill. Like, if you can time it correctly, it's so nice, man. So much movement. It is crazy. Melee combo does use the backflip to catch up to Nikki just to literally disengage with him. Nikki's disengagement looks to the right. The Demon Hunter's mid backflip staring right into the soul. I swear to God. When the last Void Ray does catch him, stun to follow. Takedown is available. That's the last opportunity for the Hunter to try to make it work. But the melee damage comes out on top by Gazef. With a Hunter, with a Feral charging in. I don't know if he has much for the Feral here. He's going to backflip into a big Predator's Wake, big melee combo, a blur right after. I don't know if he's got much in terms of healing. He needs something, anything. Movement skill with a hunt right after. Holy, Tumuchka actually taking huge hits either way. Does Gazef have a follow-up? Does have himself the blinks with an I-beam right after, with a stun to follow. Trinket out for Tumuchka. Gazef does pick up a little bit of healing. Imprison as the Feral leaps in. Yet another melee combo. My God, if this guy picks up another Metamorphosis right now, he'll be golden. He's got a trinket for the next time by the Mushka too, so he's actually okay. Interrupted the Feral in his heal. Hold on a second. Does he get the resources? He will need to meta. Trinket immediately. If you ain't got anything, hold on a second. Mushka almost went down, having to wall it. My God, dude, the Demon Hunter melee combo is so satisfying to look at. It really is satisfying. It's so cool. It's so awesome. I need to get all the DF mounts. I still just need the, what's the one? Razagath one. Is Mythic Razagath soloable? Because I know there's like sides and there's a big dude. And you gotta kill those elementals. And it's like a little weird. Because I think the other mobs will just snap to you, but I could be wrong on that. Yeah, Kragar, try to see if you can get an opener on Team Mushka. Does go for a trinket. There's gonna be Kragar. May have to go for a defensive skill really, really early. Especially since Mushka got Incarnation very, very soon. Kraken taking huge hits. There goes the parry. He needs to find a way to lock down Mushka. He does get himself the Ursol's charge to follow. A big execute does get himself the proc he's looking for. Looking to keep the pressure rolling as best as possible. Mushka back it up away. Try to go for pummel. No, actually did not pummel. So Warrior still has access to pummel Stormbolt and Mushka. Does he have those executes? Try to see if he can get those hits. Back-to-back executes. Stone short by Mushka through the Incarnation. Kraken needs a heal right here, right now. Oh, another charge. Another execute maybe. Colossus. Maim. No! Does take it. Krager does bring it back out on top. Question is, does Sai give Krager even a chance here? Yes, I'm doing it. Oh, okay. Yeah, if it's doable in Mythic, I might just have to do it on the character. Yeah, definitely will have to be worth it. Definitely doable then. If you say so, then yeah, I'll do it. Because that's the last mount I'm missing. I played a lot of Dragonflight. I'll go all the mounts from there. Actually, no. There's a mount for Rack that I've never gotten. He is a red normal Drake. You know, there's an AUTC one and then there's a red one. I never got the red one either. Damn it. Do they have a LFR for those raids? Because I feel like that might be easier than having to clear through the entire thing. I might just start doing the LFR on my ults just to get the mounts appearances. Looks like Shadow Dance window, phase or each time. Really? That's not terrible. Yeah, I might just have to do it on my rogue then if that's the case. Saya is going to let Krager at least a chance here. 30 seconds until Trick is back up. Maybe he's going to let him full... Oh! You're going to switch it to a lot of check? Wait! Is that what Saya wants? Does he want a proper rematch versus Aladashuk? Is that what's happening here? I think Saya wants a rematch. I think the last few games versus Aladashuk, it was like, you know what? I cannot let this other paladin take it. I cannot let him take it. Let him take the crown? Ain't no way. Not happening. Aladashuk and Saya both play an adaptation. Saya right now does have adaptation that will break from stuns. So he actually does have a TC breaker this time around. So the question is going to be coming down to, does Aladashuk's aggressive gameplay versus Saya's more passive gameplay, which I'm not really seeing right here. It looks like he's getting kind of aggressive here. More defensive gameplay, which is what Saya usually does. Which one is going to win out? Aladashuk staying in there. His health is getting kind of low. He's going to go for a decent bit of small healing, but he's really staying aggressive with Saya. That, oh my god, a Hodge actually made for something out of Saya. There goes laying hands. Aladashuk counters that Hodge masterfully with a Blessing of Sync, and he's just gonna go for a full immunity. Saya put on the back foot. Does he go for a bubble? He's trying to see if he can force a bubble out of Saya right here, right now. That's a very, very aggressive use of a Spell Warden. Trading the Spell Warden for Lay on Hands may not be the worst. Saya still under a ton of pressure. Next Hodge is gonna be breakable. He's gonna get out of it pretty easily. Blessing of Sync is out. He's waiting for it. Spell Warden. Aladashuk could go for Lay on Hands of his own if he wanted to. Will not have a Spell Warden of his own. Blessing of Sync. Adaptations available. Adapt as well. Wake of Ashes for Wake of Ashes. Both Paladins are kind of stabilized a little bit. Shield of Vengeance, however, is a slight advantage towards Aladashuk. Health bars are about the same, and there goes Saya playing defensively. Utilizing all of those procs to go for healing. While Aladashuk letting his health go drop kind of low, but he's putting in significant pressure onto Saya's health bar to fight through that healing. And Saya's actually, I think, is probably going to be reeling from that damage, as this is going to stick with him a little bit longer than the self heals well. Aladashuk still staying aggressive. Great Lay on Hands before a blind. That blind could have been blind. Hodge and Aladashuk might have had to go for a bubble here. Hodge still goes through. Blessing of Sync it. So Saya, can you Blessing of Sync? You cannot. Full stun. Does Saya have to trinket it? He does bubble it. He bubbles it. Saya having to burn his big trump card really early. Aladashuk is going to go for a bubble of his own while Wings are still active. Does Saya have anything to follow up here? Next Hodge is going to be immutable by both Paladins. Saya at no mana whatsoever. Neither is Aladashuk actually. I didn't realize his mana was actually nil either. And he's still staying aggressive. Still staying hyper aggressive. There goes a Hodge. Breaks out of it really quickly. Saya, he knows there's going to be adaptation out of this very, very soon. He's going to have to proc it. He's going to have to. There goes adaptation. He's going to go for Wake of Ashes. Shield of Vengeance are for both Paladins. Both Paladins are very, very low. Neither has a bubble. Aladashuk, does he have the damage? Does Saya have the damage? Both are incredibly low. It looks like Saya does bring it back. Oh my god, the BM. Yeah, he just wanted to take that Aladashuk. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He just wanted to take him out. He does get himself that reverse, that victory, that revenge. Didn't Kazev pick up 3? I thought he picked up 3. Or did Curdy die to his cheat death so he doesn't count? I think that's what happened. I think Curdy technically died to a cheat death so it doesn't count for him. Wild. Wild. Let's get us another one going, boys. Yeah? Uno más. Saya does bring back victory, man. He wanted it. He needed it. I wonder what Aladashuk could have done differently to guarantee a win, because it was looking really close, and it just came down to the White Elf who just got more crits, more damage. Alrighty, Krager, let me know if you're good. And Johnny, let me know if you're good. And I will send it. The trick it worked this time. Yes, it did. Difference a spec change can make. Yeah, changing out some talents, and then now your adaptation works. Paladin with adaptation is really good. Really, really good. But yeah, if they have a LFR for Dragonflight raids, I might just have to send a couple of those through LFR for Razzie and for well, actually, Razzie, I guess I could do a mythic. Don't you have a higher? How much higher is the chance to get the mount on higher difficulty? EF mount drops from bosses. And wait on Krager for a second. Once it tells me what's up. Hey, down in the spot. I can see. Yeah, I can see. Mr. Sitari. Almost got your name wrong. See if Krager is ready. Dragonflight. That's what I need. Dragonflight. Hey, if you want to join, we got a group right now. Krager is going to be listed under Naxxramas. Krager is listed in the group under Naxxramas. You might be able to join in. Okay, so easy modes like LFR, normal, heroic, about 1%. So cosmetic manuscripts on mythic provides 100%, but that's not true anymore. Yeah, it's not easier anymore. Yeah, it says 1%. I don't know if anybody's got like a better number. Yeah, so the group's actually neutral bodies. So if you want to join Team Lemon or if you want to join Team Krager, Johnny or Krager, either one works. They got spots. So if you want to get a spot here, they got a spot. So Mr. Satari, if you want to join them, they got a one. Find them in LFG under Raid's Legacy, under Molten Core. BNet that you have me added is the BNet that has all the Dragonfly mounts that are depressing. Yeah? Really? Hmm. Walton Incarnate's Razagath looks like after everything is about 1 to 2%. At most you can get 2% with Mythic, so it doesn't seem to make a difference. Avarice is also about 1%. Mythic also 1%. Rack Mount also about a 1%. Yeah, so it's all 1%. So it looks like, yeah, Mythic is like 1 to 2% from Razagath. But everything is about 1. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. The only one that actually matters then is the other one. The other bird. The Firebird. I didn't see the group. The group's up listed on EU right now. It's up under Molten Core. So it's up right now. I had the full Bloodfang set that I got from raiding, but for some reason when I logged in a few years ago, I didn't have it. And it wasn't in my transmog sets either, and I got it back. Really? That's weird. I think for the transmog stuff to update, you would have had those items in your like bank somewhere for it to add. Yeah, so at some point if you wore it, the game it can't remember what you used to wear and add it as a set. It really has to see those items, see you equip those items, or see that you have them, and then we'll add the appearances, right? That's kind of how it works. So you would have to, I think, re-earn them again in order to be able to have the full set. Or, you know, you can get the anniversary set whenever that's available, or get the void set right now. That's pretty close. It's a good set. It's a good set either way. But yeah, having the original, though, is still kind of important, though. To be fair. To be fair. Let me see who else can I invite to the duels. Aw. Hey, friend. Even this guy wants to join. I don't remember if Paul joins these. Curdy, Zen, Turbina. The message Dirks? No, partner. Yeah, I think it did. Same person, actually. Marcy? Or is it Trollman's Rise? Where's Trollman's Rise, actually? I don't remember what Trollman's Rise is. Let's see if maybe Sleeping Bear wants to join in. Oh, Tamba. Oh, got a body. Never mind. I don't know who they picked up, but they got somebody. Alrighty, which one do we do now, dude? Tiger's Peak. Because I'm down to keep going as long as we got groups. These are fun. I enjoy these. Dude, I woke up so early today. I woke up so early. I feel like I'm gonna crash. Like, with no energy at some point. I woke up, took a shower, immediately went to the pool. It was kind of chilly, but very nice. Like, nobody there in the pool. It looks like it was recently cleaned, so it was really nice. A great experience. Then I walked back home, and then I decided I'm gonna go to the store, pick up some breakfast, grab some breakfast, went back, made some breakfast, Read a few chapters. It was a long chapter, so I think more like read one chapter of this novel I've been reading, and here I am. I feel like I did a shit ton of things today already. I need to requeue. Might give it a second. I played D&D yesterday too. I did that on a cliffhanger, so I'm excited to see where that goes from there. Is it bugging? It might be bugging. Let's do Blaze Edge. Try to see if Blaze Edge works. Or not? Was somebody in LFG when I listed it? Oh, Blaze Edge worked. Okay, so that one didn't work, but Blaze Edge did. Got it. Thank you, Blizzard. Very cool. Otama! Hey! Let's go. Let's go. I know they buffed Fire Mages recently for PvP. I wonder if, or nerfed them? They made like sustainability hit harder. I don't really know. I got the Druid, Monk, and Sham Elite sets from season 12 to 14. On single items show, but it doesn't show the full set. Yeah. Yeah, I also, same thing for me on the Rogue. I have everything of the Primal Elite set, which is WoD Season 1. But the helm. I didn't like the helm. I didn't buy the helm. So it doesn't show up as a full set. But I have everything else. So yeah, for me, it's like I have everything. A lot of the times I would skip out on like a Bracer. Because like, I don't want to spend the Conquest on a Bracer for a set. But like, shoot, to complete the set. I wish like Blizzard used to bring back those elite vendors, so if you got a rating during that expansion, you should be able to go back and buy the items for the elite. I would get the helm just to complete the set, just to have it. Which we're missing one over on Team Krager, but hopefully they don't need too many. Krager is going to be charging out versus Emochka immediately. Trinket Fear. Tried to deny the Feral the opener because that is Incarnation. That is a lot of damage immediately. Stunned by Krager with a full Colossus Smash. Demolish to follow. Parry as well. Trying to make sure the Feral cannot stop his go. So it's going to be Warrior bunkering down. Full defense, full offense. And unfortunately, the Roots are going to see past the floorboards. And then surround him, just gripping his feet down for a moment there. Krager does go for the leap, still trying to keep the pressure rolling in as much as he can versus Emochka. Got himself a Stormbolt. And we do have a whole team. We do have a full team. It is a boom kit. Oh, Feral joined the other team as well. Krager should be able to get himself a decent bit of healing, hopefully. Hopefully. Maim gets him real low. Does go for defensive stance. Is going to be hit into the stun. Oh my god. Does go for a Battle Master's Trinket by the looks of it. No, Rallying Cry. Rallying Cry. Shields. Got him some whatever defense he can just to live for a little bit longer. Second one starting to kick in, even though at very reduced capacity. Demolish is going to almost connect. Emochka, did he melt that? Did he melt it or did he outrun it? I don't understand it. How do you avoid it? Wait, can you actually like miss Demolish if you face away from the other guy? I thought it was like once it's going, it's there. Stormbolt, Maim. Bro, what is that Maim? It came from a mile away. That bolt was in midair for so much time. It actually got air time. What is happening? Krager can go for a few if he needs to. It's just going to be Moonfire spam. Krager just try to see if he can back away from Emochka as best as he can. Does go for a Charge Fear. Picking up a little bit of health. He has Avatar. Stun. Colossus Smash with Avatar. Unfortunately, no Demolish here. Does have Blaze Storm in case he needs it, but I don't really know if that'll help him at this point. Spear. Trying to keep the Feral in place. I don't know if he can leap away. But the Feral is taking some damage. Krager's health is so low. Does pick up heal at the very last second. No health at all. Unfortunately, does go down with the other Feral. Metro. Gonna be charging in. Wait, is that Metro at all? Metro. Metruka? I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. I'm gonna call it Metro. I'm gonna call it Metro. I feel like that's Metro on an ult, but I have no idea. Maybe not. Maybe not even. Emochka is going to hit him with a root though, or try to see if he can. Actually, no, it was Metro the one who rooted him. Never mind. Getting my Ferals confused. One is orange, one is blue. One is an orange cat. The other is. I love the Mage Chow cat. It is so good looking. It's so good looking. Oh my. I hate the bark skin on it, right? Because it kind of covers it up. But damn, look at that thing go. Look at that thing go. Oh my god. The string that it leaves behind. I even like the little like Ferals that it spawns in with the Apex talent. I like those because they're all both blue and everything. And they have effects as well. Stun, short by ONYXIA, using that meld at the right time. Barskin was used, trying to get some bites. Metro able to reverse it with a maim. Got himself a big shield, so he's going to be a-okay. ONYXIA is his left defensive stance. Bear form. Roar for a second, but it does break to the bleeds a little bit too quickly. ONYXIA tried to see if he can run out of there. The bleeds are still rolling on to Metro. Lemon tried to see if he can have himself a go. Clone, most likely trinket. Lemon instant trinket. Instant sweep. Metro breaking out of it with a trinket, even though it looks like he didn't use one on the UI. But he's over. I think it's done. Touch of death. Yeah. Yeah, he Barskin it. He used everything he could defensively just to slow down the damage. Tornado! Oh my god. That's such a good name. Tornado the Demon Hunter. Except there's an extra... Oh, but I guess it's maybe because somebody else took the normal tornado. It's almost like tornado. Not quite. Because that just does not work in those letters. Not how it works. A Void Ray is available. Tornado got himself darkness. He's going to take a lot of damage, but as soon as he sees Lemon going for big setups, unfortunately did not use movement. Did not use his movement skills to catch up to Lemon. And that's meta gone. Oh no. I don't know if he's got anything available. He still has melee abilities he can use. Using them to weave in. Lemon could be under a lot of trouble. Those melee abilities still hit him really hard. But it's going to be him picking up a little bit of healing. Void Ray to follow, picking up a bunch of damage, lots of resources. Got himself reaps, and those are doing number. Imprisoned for a second, Sigil of Misery, waiting out the karma. Lemon at no health. Oh, I'm surprised this man backed away. I was thinking it was going to be a reap into a consume, and that'll be over. He just needs one good hit. He doesn't need to really overcommit. Stun. One good hit. Yeah. Crazy good. Void is up next. Literally a Void himself. It's going to be melee for melee. Look at them, dude. Same brain cell. That's what they're sharing, a brain cell right now. That is so good. Unfortunately, though, Void is taking a decent bit of damage, just a little bit more. Tornado still got meta, and it's going to be big collapse of Star. Trying to dodge a Star. I don't think he can. What is that damage? What is going on? Tornado. Void is the one who's dropping in a Star, but he's the one getting nuked, man. What is happening? What in the world? Wait, does Tornado also have a collapse Star? I don't think he does, right? Does he? Does he not? It's going to be big melee combo. Void trying to see if he can get himself Void Red. It's going to be his own melee combo. Void at no health whatsoever, and the man just consumes him again. It is going to be a Hunter up next with Nikki charging in, stun immediately. Full burst. That's going to be a lot of damage. Tornado is going to take a lot of the chakram. Yeah, that is a lot of damage out of the Hunter. Immediate boomstick go. That burst. Blizzard nerfs from 100 burst, but it looks like they still could do a lot of damage. Nikki just had to go for like a full takedown, chakram, boomstick. Just fire away. And Biz out for Tama immediately. Is going to go for Ray of Frost. Faint death by Nikki. And it's going to be Tama trying to see if he can blink in. Does get himself Ring of Frost. With a Frost Bomb full combo. Oh, I think it might be over for Nikki. Does he just die? Oh no, he does survive it. That is a full meteor down by Thomas. So he's a Frostfire mage, huh? Are you guys normally Frostfire? I thought it was Spellsinger, but I could be wrong on that. He should have some decent procs out of it, shouldn't he? But he's building up some damage at the very least. There's going to be Frozen Orb. I thought, is the Frozen Orb trying to go down? Frozen Orb is like stuck on the pet. Normally Frozen Orbs will try to follow their target, but I think he does not know what to do with the ramp. Freeze, yeah, he does. Nikki's there. Grenade or boomstick, he just hits him with a fire breath. Gotta reload that gun. Jammed up the gun with a breath of fire. Actually, burning up the gunpowder. That's actually not the worst, right? Had a bunch of gunpowder shots ready to go and just burn it all up. Gun overheated, can't really fire. Gotta wait for it to cool off. Literally on cooldown. Nikki unfortunately does not have the chakram fast enough. That takedown does so much damage. Takedown chakram is such a good combo. Tama, however, is going to have to go up against Gertie up next. Gertie charges in. Seeing that it is a mage though, there's only so much you can do in terms of mobility. Breath instantly connects. It's going to be Gertie. Break it out fairly quickly. Block insta. No way for him to break it. So it's going to be Tama slowing down the gameplay. That's all Tama can do in that type of a situation. He can just block. He can't heal while on block anymore, but he can slow it down a little bit. Is Gertie Mountain Thane now? Or is it still Slayer? I can't tell actually. Might be Mountain Thane. Tama got mobility though. He can just escape the entire time. Stormbolt does connect. Gertie tried to see if he can just waddle out of there, but that elemental is going to land that quick little freeze. That's a lot of procs out of Tama. Yeah, I think Frostfire may be really, really good then. They did buff it recently, so I imagine it should be good. I did they buff it for PvE and PvP, or I really don't remember. Really don't remember. Polly around the corner. Tom over the spike. Does he have himself anything to follow up? Got himself procs, but I was thinking it was going to be a Ray of Frost. If he can get himself a Ray of Frost, he'll be golden. He does have one. Ring of Frost. If he gives himself an angle. Freeze, stun, breath. Oh, trinket out for Curdy. Does get an interrupt on Tama. Good thing he wasn't Ray of Frosting that. Right? Good thing he was not Ray of Frosting that. That is going to be a stun. Got himself the flurry with the procs. Block right after Curdy. Does have shattering. I didn't realize Curdy had shattering. I don't think he actually sent it. I don't think Curdy actually sent it. I think that shattering, I think it broke, but Tama breaking it out of it a little early. I think he's fine. It's going to be Frozen Orb up, right? With Curdy picking up a little bit of healing, though. He got a bit of that enraged regen. Spear down onto Tama. Tama, unless you can stop him. You can't really stop him. That's big damage, though. Curdy, hold on. Picking up some damage. Those executes didn't work. Are you Mountain Thane? I really cannot tell. I really cannot tell. Tama is just backing up out of there completely. I think he is Mountain Thane. I think I saw a Stormbolt with a tinge of like... tinge of that's like lightning on it. Reported. Is it enough? Curdy needs heals. Oh my god. Oh, what is that charge? I don't know how he got the angle, but he needs one to execute. Oh. The Stompy Stomp. Okay. Satos is going to be last one left. Unless he gives Curdy a chance to get a full recovery with second wind. I don't know how Curdy's going to be able to win this. Looks like he is kind of sort of giving him a lot of build. Not really, no, unfortunately. Maybe Curdy can do something here. It cheated death for a second. Oh, I don't think he cheated death. I think that's cheat death. Is it cheat death? I can't tell. No, it was cheat death. Okay, yeah. Man, Tornado picking up 2. Well done. Huge damage out of that guy. Emojica also mass damage for that man right there. Well done, well done. Get us another one going, boys. Yeah, uno más, uno más. Uno más. As long as we got groups. Let's see how the groups are looking. Let's see how they're all looking. Also, I gotta go pick up mail at some point. I like the chair that I have. Secret Lab chair. Probably my favorite chair that I've ever had. Very comfy. But one of the arm rests, I think at some point it either due to like moisture, because I sometimes like rest my elbow on the side. Not really that often. Usually both elbows, both hands are on the table. Right one is like not damaged, still fine. Left one started to wrinkle up, and then it's like had a bit of like a stripping a little bit on the side from the leather. I actually looked up like, can you just actually get replacements? Because I like it, I just don't want it to like start falling apart completely. And you can. Apparently you can. Apparently, in fact, some of the newer chairs, because this is not the newest model, have like replaceable armrests, but you can also get the legacy ones. So I'm probably hopefully gonna figure out how to swap this out so I can just have like a nice look to it. And I'll probably need to look at, if I do want to have something in my background, maybe get some shells or something so I can put some stuff in the back. That could be kind of sick. Cracker, how are we looking? Ready? Is Johnny ready, or Johnny need more? Johnny needs uno más. Who else can I invite? One sec. What if I invite Azrael? Does Crazy Cat want to join? I don't think Crazy Cat normally PvPs. Dark Heart Thicket, she's leveling. I mentioned Marcy earlier. Mechanome? Not the choice. Does Pixie join Duels ever? Let me ask him. There was somebody else that also asked, like, hey, you got a spot? But I don't remember who now. I'm trying to reach out to them. Now I forget. Is Simon doing duels? I don't remember. See if Aniston will be down for it. Gotta see if I can get this guy in here. Duelan? What a name. What a name. Wait, maybe that could have been my name, Duelan. It's like Dalaran, but we're duels. That would have been fantastic, actually. I should have yoinked that. Right in time walking? Okay. So we got 5 minutes until we can get Aniston in. We'll wait for a second. People who play Mechanome worry me. There are, like, there's a guildie of ours that plays survival. I guess he plays Hunter, but mostly survival. And he plays Mechanome, like, unapologetically. I think it's because technically Mechanome gives you the best ratio. Because, like, as you get in combat, you stack up agility buff, strength buff, or intellect buff. So you actually do more damage. I think numerically, it might be the strongest. This one just a raw Sims. Let me look it up, actually. Or maybe they do it for defensive value, because they do have the cheat death mechanic when they get really low. Blood Mallet? I don't know if Blood Mallet is still accurate for ratios and things, but I'll try. Trinkets, it does have those ratios. It doesn't have Sims? No, apparently for survival it doesn't have Sims. What about other specs? Marksman? No, it has Marksman. So, Beastmaster is a Mechanome, apparently. Marksman is Dark-Crowned Dwarf. Like, very, very barely ahead of each other. Very barely ahead. Survival, apparently nothing, but I think Mechanome is the best option in that situation. Yeah, they don't have it for some reason. Pen is the mecha for survival? Or is that for BM? Oh, for me, I'm seeing Mechanome then Pandaren. In 3 targets, it's a little different, but in 1 target, it's Mechanome then Pandaren. It's weird. What about Outlaw, actually? For Assassination, it's Pandaren, apparently. I guess that is the racial with the food buff, isn't it? For Outlaw, it's Mechanome, then Pandaren, and then Tauren. Then Dwarf. At least Dwarf gives you good racial. Then it's Void Elf, Draenei, Human, Night Elf, Tadafar, Paku, Zandalari is apparently a little higher, huh? Human, I think, for all secondaries. Because it's crit and haste, while Night Elf is crit or haste. I bet it's Nightborn. Better than Earthern. Better than Valpera, Undead, and Lifeforge. Crazy. Wait, does this hammer always had a lightning animation? That's sick. I don't remember if I picked it up or not. Hopefully I did. That looks cool. Would have been the best race for everything, but Devour is so funny to me. Really? What is their best option? They need to stop closing websites. What about subtlety, actually? Pandaren, Mechanome, Dwarf. Yeah, so we got like really bad ones. Frost. Turn the Pandaren, then Dark Iron. We're in the Pandaren is the top. Kinda hate that. I really do hate that. Actually, hold on. Are these even updated correctly? Let me look at the row numbers. No, these are not updated correctly. No, these are not updated correctly. Yeah, so this is still out of date. I know you can do Sims yourself on all the races though. I remember doing that a while back. Fido for Devourer. I guess it's for the haste. It's gotta be for the haste. Shadowpriest Pandaren. In 1 target, Devour 1 Snato, but everything else Widow beats it. Yeah, I think we would just go Widow then. Okay, so Aniston said, okay, I think he'll be joining hopefully soon. Hopefully not in too long. Got it. Nice. Too wide. Yeah. As soon as I see him delisted, we'll send it. Beautiful. Nice. I'll send you guys into a, I don't know, a Nagrand, I guess. You know the Nagrand? Nagrand is a good map. Beautiful. Switch. We got ourselves, what the heck? Why did the camera spin around like this? I guess we got ourselves a Emochka, or for this team, we got ourselves Salvador back in there in a pile with Void. We also got ourselves Lemon and Curdy. Let me look at the axe a little closer. Okay, I'm trying to look at your axe, but you keep moving. Holy! I like the sword. Yeah, it's almost like the whirlwind axe, but not quite. Got ourselves Cracker on this team as well. On this, we also got ourselves Metro. We got ourselves Sato's Tama as well as Miss Mershka. Wait, I didn't realize Tama is in Team Kragar. I thought it was the other way around, but I guess I had it wrong. Who's up first? Looks like it's probably Metro. The Feral Druid is first up versus Lemon. The Feral Druid, I think, does win this matchup unless Lemon plays like super Giga Bursty. Like really surprised the Feral. Opener, in-cap, immediately sees the Feral going for Incarnation. Is going to go for a slower play. Is actually going to try to see if he can back away. Trying to see if he can get a Feral to chase. I'm hoping to get maybe a Skull Bash on the Feral. Since the Feral doesn't really need to, he's just going to go for damage. Going to be a Leg Sweep with that Bark Skin on top of it. Thorns to follow. So Lemon, as he hits it to those Thorns, it is actually going to do damage to him. Ursul stopping him for just a moment. But he's going to go for rushes in order to try to stay on top as best as possible. Slow down, but he can't really stay too far away from the guy. Karma to follow. Metro trying to see if he can back up out of there. May have to need to burn a wall here. Looking for as much health recovery as possible. Use the heart of the wall in order to heal up quite a decent bit, actually. Is going to go for a quick payment for Lemon. Wall is the only thing keeping him barely alive. No more Karma. He's got maybe some burst, but I think the Feral, yeah. He just needs to stay in bear form and live. Damn. That is crazy. How much damage that altogether is. Metro is going to get hit with a couple of bites back to back. Clone note's going to be tricky for Mochka. Try to see if he can stop him. Can reclone, actually. You can go for a reclone if you wanted to. You could just hit him with it. Reclones are going to be a decent bit of healing every time he can get at least one of them. Each cast is going to be huge. It looks like Mochka trying to see if he can catch himself a re-stealth to reapply the stronger version of his blades. Maim is going to be the play instead. Bark Skin for Metro. And Mochka is still just going to go for damage. This one, Metro is looking to get himself some counter pressure. Mochka in a bear form. Just trying to see if he can run out there, let the Dows do work. But for Metro, he's in a good spot. Trying to knock him does not look like connected at all one bit. Barskin is available. Mochka trying to see if he can back up out of there. Bleeds are in. Both Ferals are just rotting each other down with those dots. Main for a second as Metro locks him down for a second, but the Orange Cat got the zoomies. Trying to stay on him as best as humanly possible is going to be that sprint dash, but he cannot really stay on him as effectively as he wanted to. He can kind of sort of stay on him, but not as well as he'd like. He's going to try to see if he can maybe get himself a better angle. Ursula keeping Metro actually away from the pillar, and he's just going to let Mochka stack up those combo points with Moonfire. Bit of healing for the both of them, and look at that recovery. Metro and Mochka both back to reset, denying Mochka a stealth opener, which I think that's what he's wanting to do. He got Incarnation very, very soon. Metro will not have Incarn, but Mochka will. Maim, this is where Metro is going to go in for the jugular. Actually doing a lot of damage. Mochka is going to have to go for a lot of self-healing here. Incarnation with the re-stealth. Metro is going to get locked down. Mochka still health super, super low. Barskin is available. He's the one going offensive, but he's using Barskin just to stabilize here. Trying to go for Skull Badge, but it looks like he just didn't do it. Cyclone to follow, cannot get out of it. Metro caught out fully, and Mochka is kind of just stuck. Roar does help. Almost Skull Bash, not quite. Holding on to it. Mochka trying to go for dots, but I think it looks like Metro without Maim just completely turned it around. I honestly thought Metro was probably going to be going down here, but I mean, he came out on top. He came out swinging. He did just fine. Looks like the Feral takes on dominance here. Curdy is up next, and it looks like Metro is not rushing into the duel at all. He's just going for regrowths. You got cooldowns coming up little by little. Bark skin very, very soon. Wall, trinket, going to be crucial. Curdy just hanging out by the eye, trying to see if he can randomly find him. Does randomly, oh, almost randomly finds him, but I guess he doesn't. So stun is gonna, or no, I think he does find him, but he went incarnation, restyle stun. I think that's what happened. Maim to follow. And Curdy does have full damage available. Does have defense in case he needs to. Stormbolt or Shockwave rather onto Metro. Does pick up a little bit of self-heal with that rage regeneration. So as long as he spams Bloodthirst, he should be able to get a lot of healing. Try to see if he can stay on top of the Feral. He's going to go for that second charge to follow. Metro. Wait, okay, so Curdy is playing not Mounted Thane for sure. I was thinking he's Mounted Thane with those stomps, but he's definitely not Mounted Thane. He is Slayer. He is Slayer because he got those random Slayers procs. It has a very distinct sound and an animation to go with it. Sound more distinct than the animation though. Curdy, unfortunately, unless you can go for kind of like a reset, unless you can find the Feral and catch up a heal from him, he might be in a bit of trouble. Does get a short charge. You will need some kind of a heal here, I think. He is in a bit of a weird spot. Does get random procs, however, so those executes are getting him some additional damage. But his health is still super low. Those bleeds are not going to feel great at all. Does get a charge. Shockwave into Metro. That is at least going to allow you to hold the Feral down for at least a moment. Stormbolt to follow. Try to pick up a bit of damage, a bit of that healing, whatever he can get. Both is kind of low on health, but Curdy's definitely much lower. Does get a random proc. Is that a cheat death? I think that might have been cheat death. If he can take out the Feral right here, they might just be able to do it. Just needs an execute, but unfortunately no mobility. And I think he does go down, right? Unless it's not a cheat death. No, it wasn't a cheat death. It wasn't a cheat death. It wasn't a cheat death. That just himself got natural low. He's still got a cheat death in case it is to. The Feral might still go down. I think that is a cheat death right here, maybe? Or is that just natural health? I can't even tell anymore. I think that is a cheat death. Yeah, that was a cheat death. I thought the first time he cheated death, but no, that's just his natural health recovery. He's just playing with fire. Up next, it's either going to be Void or it's going to be Sabadell. It looks like it might be Void, but I can't tell. Hard to tell. They will be rushing out. I do love the Void Elf armor, by the way. Those star animations, it is so good looking. It is so good looking. I feel like since then Blizzard used that a lot in their all the Voidy abilities and like Void Orbs and, you know, the encounter with Lura, encounter with Crown, Alaria. They've been using that effect a lot since, but it's just really cool. It's just really sick either way. Sigil of Misery does avoid it. Trinket out for Void. Getting a stun onto Metro. Full Metamorphosis available. Collapse and Star? Okay, this will be interesting. I want to see if Collapse and Star does anything. Looks like he does have the melee combo. Still gonna go for a star. No, melted it. He's just not letting him press star at all. Darkness. He's gonna have to get an angle if he wants to go for that. If he wants to go for that star. But I think Void is just dead. I think he's just so dead. I think he's just so dead. I can't imagine what else he could do in this situation. I think it's just over unless he got a heal. Oh no. Is it just over? Does see him, but no. Does not have the reaction time to spot him. The Feral so far is running amok. Sabadell is the last one who could possibly take him down here. Got to be a little bit more careful with it. It would be ideal if you could stun him when the Feral's out of bear form, but yeah, Roar, Clone, do trinket it. Does trinket it. Kidney shot. I feel like Feral needs to trinket that too, right? Bear form, whatever heal you got is whatever heal you got. Zerker, oh, vanish out for Sabadell just so you can get some more movement out of that. But it's going to be no Cloak of Shadows yet. Maim full bleeds. Hold on a second. Hold on a moment. Hold on a second. Oh my. Oh, blind. Sabadell taking a bit of that bleed damage. Not enough to put him in the absolute unwinnable category, but he needs a re-stealth. Definitely needs a re-stealth and hopefully a sap into Metro so you can control the duel a little bit better. That or a stun. A stun will also do it because no more walls available. It does go for Roar. Try to go for a stun. Kidney shot. Sabadell, does he take it? Kidney shot. Shadow Strikes are doing work. Coup de grace. Cheap shot. Aye. There it is. The Smeshka. I don't think he's going to give him even a chance, is he? Disarm last second. Sabadell needs an out. He needs an escape. Cheap shot is all he's got. He needs to sprint. He needs to run out. Nah, it's not going to happen. Dude, the Feral Druid. It says he got 3, but I'm pretty sure he's got 4. Metro absolutely stomping it. Yeah, Feral Druid's kind of spooky. Actually terrifying. I feel like I don't run into them that much when I PvP, but when you do run into a good one, they are legitimately terrifying. Actually scary. Alrighty, how are we doing with groups? Are we doing more or are we done? We did a bunch of these. These were a lot of fun. I've been enjoying them a lot. Let's see how we're doing. Katama is back in. Cracker's making more groups. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Huge. Let me also see what I missed for the day, man. See what I missed for the day, because I got up and I just started doing IRL stuff. I haven't been to like Wowhead or Icy Beans or nothing. Nothing really. Blizzard clarifies the master buff is not account wide. Awesome. Reduced bills for repairs. I kind of knew that already. Wait, Iron gets a Dragon Ball locked behind the broken achievement? You can't even get it anymore? What the hell? What in the world? Okay, let's see. How we doing? Relogging for a second. Okay, ready? 1 sec. Johnny, let me know when you're good. Let me know when you're good. Have you seen that you can get 0 durability alarms in Garrison building? I did see that, yeah. I did see that. Yeah, I don't think it's worth. I don't think it's really worth. I mean, if you really want to max it and make Garrisons actually worth your gameplay, worth your time, you could. But like, if in my opinion, keep those Garrisons as far away as you can from me. Thank you very much. I don't want to have a reason to go back to a Garrison ever again. Literally the most mind-numbing, unfun content in the world. Actually insanely unfun. Actually insanely unfun. So if someone wasn't close, I would have been done. Would have done it for the rogue. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you should need to ever have to go and do old content to get some cheap, you know, things. Meta achievements, things around the corner. Bro, I dread that day. I want Legion never got one, by the way. Legion was supposed to have a meta achievement, they never brought one in. Legion was supposed to have one, they never added it. They had the mount name, they had the name of the achievement, the requirements, they didn't implement it. They pulled back on it. I thought maybe in Legion Remix they would, but I guess they're saving it for later. I did better do Legion and Wrath and TBC before they do WoD. Hell, yeah. Shadowlands was one pretty bad. Or if they do WoD, then they better make it the easiest thing in the world. Literally the easiest thing ever. Which. Got ourselves, who's going to be first up on this team? We got ourselves Sabadell going to be first up versus Tama. 2 mages in the team, and Tama is going to be first up. Does randomly find him? Does randomly find him. I don't know if he like heard the stealth sound, because when you do get next to rogues, you will hear like little, ooh, I don't even know how to like onomatopoeia that. But it's like a little windy sound. Ooh, locking him out behind the wall. He walled him off and then cast a Ray of Frost on him. What a defensive, offensive play. Tama cheesing it completely. It's hilarious that you can do that. I guess it takes a second for the wall to really come up so you can take a Ray behind it. That is funny. Sabado did end up going for a Cloak of Shadows for it, however. So it's going to be in a bit of a weird spot. Tama is on a Frostfire gameplay, so he definitely wants to get those Frostfire bolts in here and there, but also wants to go for Comet Storm Meteor combo. If you can, Panda Racial, Frozen Bomb, Stun Lock combo, Comet Storm with Meteor, It is going to be a blind, however. Sabadell is going to go for Sippy Cup. Heal procs available for Tama either way, so he's going to be just fine for the time being. Blizzard around the corner with a Frozen Orb as well, so it's actually going to deal not the most amount of damage to Sabo, but a decent bit. Decent bit of damage to Sabadell. Decent bit. Yeah. This is going to be Tama trying to see if he can go for a breath. Tama's got to be very, very careful with his health. Essentially, that shield is the only thing that really keeps him alive, so the more often he uses it, the better. Glacial off of that freeze. Gouge for just a second. Do you have a follow-up? Evasion up for Sabo, but it looks like the procs from Tama were more than enough. Just going in for blinks with those insta-casts, and he's just fine. Crazy good. Is it Mochka? Is it going to be out next? One of you guys is going to be? Is it going to be Leo? Frost versus Frost. Love to see it. Oh, what achievements are you missing for the BFA and the Shadowlands ones, by the way, Jake? For the meta achievement. Which one, are the top ones, the hard ones? Because I did them all, and they... Shadowlands definitely was one of the worst. BFA one sucked because of some achievements behind World Quest that you had to wait for an eternity. Ah, Tama! Silence. No block available for a while. That's going to be huge hits. Leo still got huge output. Polymorph right after. I don't know if he wants to break out of it. Cannot. He doesn't have a human racial, or doesn't have a normal trinket. It's going to be a Frost Wall. Unfortunately, Tama, I think, positioned it a little bit wrong. It doesn't actually block off the DK. He's got himself a second block at the very least. Tama needs to be extra careful. All he has right now is shields and CC. Shields and CC. Images, I don't even know if they actually do anything anymore. Is going to be, I think he got himself a cast. I don't know if it was Ray of Frost or not. Trying to see if he can go for a stun. Liu can break out of it. IB up to follow. Ray of Frost is in play. Does interrupt it. Tama does at least have shields. Breath for a second. Ring of Frost. Does catch him. Frost Bomb. Is it enough? He needs a shield. He needs movement. He needs to get out of there, but unfortunately, the meteor comes down. Death back by the warrior. Westrels is going to up next. Immediate breath. Immediate try to go for Ring of Frost. Does not quite connect. Does at least have himself Frozen Orb. Are you a Frostfire as well? I like your Umbric lookalike mod, by the way. Kinda sick. Do not hate it. Even the weapon matches it kind of well, actually. Line to follow. It's going to be a stun to Leo. Oh, he is a spell singer, so because he's casting Frostbolts. So at the very least, there is quite a bit of a difference between the two. One got random passive damage, the other got proc damage for the abilities. That's really. Oh my! What is the Obliterate's doing for him? He's just like my health bar. Where'd it go? My health, Blizzard, and Biz. Massive Biz, and he's just sitting further in front of him. He has no idea. I'm just chowing down on a mana bun right behind him. Oh my god. Leo don't feel like a bozo. I know a lot of people in that situation feel like a straight up a bozo, but he literally just sat down and just started eating food. My god. He's just trying to eat the stress away. I mean, he took a huge hit. Most of his health was gone. He sort of disappeared. Sat down to start chewing on a mana bun for safety. My god, that's so funny. Silencer follows. Gilmore burst out for Leo. Literally, as soon as Silence comes through, Westerns can't really do much. He just has to wait until it's gone and then react. He's got himself full stun, full spike, everything available. Ray of Frost. Is it enough? Is it enough? I don't know if it is. Death back out for Leo immediately. Got himself AMS. Second block is available. So Leo's actually just fine for now. At the very least, Death Knight, while not a lot of healing, they can heal. Does drop a death in the case, so Westeros cannot escape it as easily. Blind to follow it. This is one good hit. Does get him one good hit. And I like how the spinning happening out here with Curdy, as well as Void just spinning back and forth. Unfortunately, does end up getting caught because the spin was too much. I guess the warrior being the one that's better at blade storming and having it spin, right? Somebody who's more used to it. I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Nesmeshka trying to see if he can fight through Leo. That is going to be full Bird's Blind right after. Nesmeshka still has Cloak and Evasion. I don't know if Leo can do much. Does drop Death and Decay. Cheap shot still goes through. Yeah, the Rogue unfortunately does counter DK pretty nicely, bypassing the armor fairly handily. With Kurdik going to be up next. I like the spin he's got going on. I like it. I wonder if Nesmeshka is trying to avoid him because he's thinking it's a whirlwind. Now it's a real whirlwind. Now it's a real whirlwind. Now it's a real one. But yeah, Nesmeshka does go for a kidney shot. He got evasion, no trinket, so maybe that's something Kurdy could potentially utilize here. The fact that there's no trinket on Rogue, maybe chain of CC. Now they get disarmed, not much the warrior can do. Now he'll have himself a go here, yeah? Full burst is available. Blade Storm as his main play with an evasion out for Nespershka with a fear to follow. Curdy will not be able to go for a stun. Goes in for first aid. I don't even know what broke the first aid. I have no idea what broke that. I kind of surprised actually. Does get himself a charge with a spear. Cannot leave, cannot escape. Is going to be Curdy with a trinket. Just so much on Nespershka, who's going to go for vanish. The rogue does have an out, unfortunately. But Curdy, a lot of his... No, he's still... I guess he's got a rend bleed on a rogue or something. He's got a bleed on him to get him out. That is kind of nice for Fury, the fact that they actually do have bleeds finally. Sort of, kind of. Maybe, a little bit. It's going to be a cheap shot. Is it enough, though? Curdy may just go down here. If the rogue has big damage, Shadow Blade's everything available. Curdy, do you cheat death it? I don't know if he cheat death it. I have no idea if he did. I think he did. I think that is a cheat death, yeah. I think that was a cheat death. The skulls around him floating, I think that is how you know it's a cheat death. Has a slight, kind of a faint animation, but there is one. Stun from Nespershka. Big hunt to follow. Blind right after. Goes in for a trinket, trying to see if he can take down the rogue. Fortunately, that's not enough. Do you have another go? Would get himself a bit of movement. But Nespershka with a smoke bomb, try to see if he can bait him. Cheap shot right after. Is this enough though? Void apparently trinketed? I guess he trinketed the blind, right? Meta is available. Does go for a backflip. And Nespershka with the Cloak of Shadow should be able to immune all that damage. Void does go down. I think he just thought too much of like, okay, well I got meta. I better make the damage happen. Cloak of Shadows, you gotta run. You gotta run until Cloak is done and then go back in. You have to, because a lot of your damage is not melee. It looks like melee. You are closing the gap for melee. All cosmic. Straight up cosmic. It's straight up magic. It's like melee magic. But it's like a cast that happens at like close range. Incredibly close range. But it might as well be equivalent to a frostbolt. Just a really flashy looking frostbolt that does all those hits. That's a slash instead of a bolt. Big bites down in Mochka, taking out the first guy, I think, pretty handily here. Yeah, not much you can do. As Mochka did pull in quite a decent bit of damage onto Mochka. Now it's going to come down to Krager and Sados to try to find a way past the Feral. Does spear him down. The cat is locked in, can't really go anywhere. Still trying to struggle. Wiggling, trying to wiggle out of the spear, but unable to do so easily. Executes a go into for Krager, landing his back after hit after hit. Lays him to follow. It's going to be an Ursos, so he's going to wait until maybe a leap. No, not leap. Not leap. Unfortunately, does not find the Feral Druid. He's going to go for that shield to hopefully get himself stabilized a little bit for that second win. Maybe it'll help even a little bit. Maybe. Yeah, it's starting to stabilize a little. Just a little bit. But it looks like Dots is still hurting his health bar a little. Randomly trying to see if we can use some rage to find the Feral. The Feral landing a leap. Immediate trinket by the Warrior. Trinket out for the Feral as well on the counter stun. Does get himself a Colossus Smash. But Krager's health is in really a tough spot right now. May have to go for Rallying Cry. Looks like able to reconnect with the Feral. Does not get a knockback. Mochka able to power shift those slows pretty easily. So he's just able to move around the entire time. Krager needs to do something. I really don't know what he can do. Parry's available, does have Rallying Cry, has a fear, maybe can help to lock down the Feral. Stun with the Demolish to follow up. Parry is immediately available. Does he just follow up? Does he just use hits? Does he just use damage? Or does he wait it out? That is going to be a stun. Fear to follow, does not have a lot of health. Rallying Cry saves him, but barely. As his health is plummeting, it is still not an amazing spot. Maim, I think it's over. I'd be very surprised if there's much you can do from there. Yeah, Feral is stuck. But Sados is going to be the last one left over for the team 1. Down for Emochka to try to see if he can figure out a way to come out on top here. If it's at all possible. Why I'm surprised that Typhoon did not knock the rogue out. Who's right in front of it. I don't understand why that didn't work. That should have worked. Roll for a second. Emochka's up with not a lot of health though. So as long as Sados plays this like carefully, he'll be a-okay. Ursos, but he's just going to be able to re-stealth around the corner of the other side. Does go to the stun. Gouged by the rogue. Have a kidney shot. Does rogue have a kidney shot? Rogue goes for vanish again. A lot of damage committed. Mochka technically does have incarnation, but he's in stealth. Sados dotted. He's out. He's going to be able... Ooh, almost got the opener. Looks like he waited out until the bleeds were completely gone. Yeah, he's not going to be able to find him. Unless he picks up eyes. For Mochka, wait, if Mochka's in a great spot. He has no idea where the rogue is at. He's guessing. But he's like, maybe I'll be okay. Maybe I can get a regrowth 2, 3. Re-stealth. He had to chance it. He had to chance it. He had to chance it. Because he thought maybe the rogue is in the middle. Maybe I can get through Rigos before he realizes and sprints up to me. Try to see if he can go again. He's going for the longest angles. The closest, like, line of sight by a corner. That's all he can do. He got Bark Skin. He got Trinket. He got Wall very, very soon. So it's actually okay. Sato's trying to be very, very careful about the approach, about approaching him in the opener. Maim. The rogue does not have a Trinket. This is actually Mochka's game, I think, to win here. Ursul's down on the rogue as he got all the dots on him. Cloak of Shadows trying to see if he can sprint. Mochka back in the barrel from Ursul's going to take a kidney shot. Bark Skin up immediately. Sato's with Shadow Blades. He can still cut through the bear for. He can still cut through the Bark Skin. He can cut through the savage, the wall. I forgot what the name of it is called. If he just stays on it, I don't think that Mochka can do much about it. Actually, the Feral may just go down here. Blind Trinketed. Oh my god. Just shows you how much of a difference there is between Rogue Burst in damage and Feral. Though Feral landing the stun. Maybe it'll be enough with Incarnation. Restun. Oh my god. Yeah. Damn. That was such a close match. The Rogue and the Feral at the end. It was actually, could be anyone's game at that point. Actually anyone's game. That's crazy. So awesome. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed how close I got. Actually so good. 400 actually. Oh, hit a 400. What are you missing? Tomato Zereth. Yeah, Zereth Mortis is awful. On the offensive, also time gated. I hate it. Zereth was the worst. I hated zone. It's just unenjoyable to be in that role. Shadowlands Dilettante. Is that the... Is that the... Oh, yeah. Much appreciated is so annoying. So is this. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. Takes a while, but not too bad. This is annoying because it's just time-gated, stupid. This one was also stupid, also time-gated. I had to wait for weeklies and dailies, and then it's not even RNG. It's just low RNG. Walking in Memphis. Pretty bad, but not too bad. Actually doable. From A to Zereth. Yeah, from A to Zereth is awful. Actually awful. Atrocious. Atrocious. Okay, Cracker's getting you boys. Johnny, if you're down to keep playing, Cracker's down to keep playing, man. I'm down to just keep going. We here, we're doing it. Sometimes you feel like Rogue's defenses when they don't have to. Get defenses when they don't have to. And it gives an opening for them to get killed. When they should stay in to look for the finish attack. Sometimes you feel like Rogue defensive when they... Oh yeah, like Rogue starts to play defensively and start back... Yeah, I do notice that as well. Let's see. Let's go if he wants to keep going. Let me message Krager real quick. Yeah, I do agree with you on that. There are, I feel like what happens is a lot of rogues, Subtlety in particular, are so used to, because previous expansions of gameplay was kind of like this, you burst and then you go reset. You burst and you go reset. Blizzard changed up Subtlety, what's up Jordan, to be more constant damage spec that doesn't to reset. Especially with the way that their Shadow Dances work. You have burst every 20 seconds. Big burst every 20 seconds. You have coup de grace. You have Trickster, which gives you passive damage. So yeah, I think a lot of the times rogues are a little bit too skittish to like, oh, I need to go reset. I need to go play defensive. No. Just stay in. Literally, just more hits will give you more hidden blades, unseen strikes or unseen blade, and that'll give you more coup de grace, which is gonna absolutely chop the other guy up. Yeah, I think the only one that can maybe back away to, you know, run out is maybe assassination, because you can put bleeds and then run away because bleeds is the majority of your damage. You can just bleed things down and let the bleeds do work. But in Subtlety, yeah, you do need to stay in. More players need to learn how to stay in. They're too used to just running out. Exactly. I watch him be in a position to finish. Exactly. And then when you jump away, when you restart against CD's back. Exactly. Yeah, there's some times when we've done duels where I'm watching the team like go for like too many. Somebody row goes for so many resets, back-to-back resets, right? And it's like I get what they're trying to do, but the other guy has like no cooldowns whatsoever. Actually spent. Anyone DPS? Okay, I'll check. Who could I invite, man, for 2 more games? Yeah, they need 1 more. Riz Walker. Oh my god. What a name. Wolf. Is he doing? I think he's on a Light Forge 9. So I don't know if he's like leveling that thing or what. Does Simon do duels? I don't remember. I do not remember. Does Arthur want to join? Oh wait, no mind. I was thinking it was Ezreal. Next group I join? Yeah, yeah, the group's still listed right now in LNG. Or it should be, hopefully. Ready? Never mind, apparently they're ready. Never mind, they're ready. Apparently we got groups. What map have we not? We've done all of them, haven't we? Have we done Tiger's Peak? Wait. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Invite spectator match. Anastad and Kragar 5. Tiger's Peak. Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you for helping out, Curdy. I didn't realize Johnny bounced. At least I think he bounced. Yeah, he did. Okay. Here we are. We got Balzanar. Hey. And we got ourselves Divas. Hey. Let's go. Heck yeah, boys. Heck yeah. I'm enjoying these duels. We haven't done that many over on the NA, so I'm fine doing more on EU to make up the difference, honestly. I'm actually perfectly fine doing more on NA, EU to make up the difference. I'm cool with this. I'm fine with this. Switch. But yeah, I do agree with your car stealth. I do agree with you on that. Yeah, I think it happens quite often. I think it's just something in rogues, like it's naturally baked in to go for resets, and it's fine to play safe, but I think they can play more aggressively than they think. I think when you play Outlaw, you have to play aggressively, so you kind of learn to play aggressively. And a lot of sub rogues usually play like, you know, hit and run. And that's fine. Doesn't always work out. Wait, Divas, hold on a second. Is he swords? He's got swords. It's an enhancement shaman with swords. Are they technically daggers, or do they actually just let enhancement shamans transmog swords now? What is happening? Fury is going to be up next, though. Diva's backing up out of there after eating a full demolish. Dude, he's straight up an enhancement shaman with swords. Are they technically daggers then? Are those weapons specifically like maybe daggers? Because I know they can transmog into daggers, and you can get big enough daggers that look like swords. He's got seriously lightning blades on him, man. What is this? He's got booming blades. Holy! This guy's chopping him up. Wait, the slicing animation with Storm Strike? Normally it's like a claw-bearing effect. But here is straight up slicing right through him. That's so sick. Lightning bolts are in. It's going to be a full spear. Dropping down underground. Spear can't chain you if you're literally underground, apparently. Z-axis. So hilarious, though. It's so funny, the things that diving underground can get you. Diva's trying to see if he can just save a cent, and looks like he won't even need it. That's going to be Fury picking up a little bit of health. Diva's trying to see if he can send as much Maelstrom in as he can, and you can see how the Shaman weaves in. Gets a hit, runs away. Gets a hit, runs away. He's not letting Fury get constant melee hits. He's going in for Maelstrom generation, sends Maelstrom ability from afar. Maelstrom generation, sends a Maelstrom ability from afar. And I think that's what you gotta do as the enhanced Shaman. If you can practice weaving like that, you'll be golden. Got him some movement speed for a sprint. That's going to be Fury actually going for a fear. Looks like he just tried to see if he can cover some health. Let second one come back in. Let him pick up a little bit of healing. Big Tempests are coming through. Does get himself Bloodlust. Going to be a Demolish to follow up. Wall out for Divas. Try to see if he can end this Fury Warrior's life right here, right now. Got himself lots of procs. It looks like Fury barely any health does go down. Divas picking up as much health as he can. With West Stills is going to be up next. as Diva still has Ascent, so he's still got a big button. Will not have a trinket, unfortunately, but he's actually in an okay spot, maybe. Wait, Vestos, do you have the damage here? Ray of Frost, but it's a little late, so he does have an interrupt. Diva technically is in a good spot. If you want to go for full Ascent, he'll have an angle for you. Try to go for a leap out. Taking a lot of damage though, but he's got healing. As long as he's got Maelstrom that he can spend and then send, he'll be okay. Also got himself Stun Totem. Maybe that could help out as well. I don't really know if he has like that interrupt him on Frost mechanic where you interrupt him on Frostbolt, so he takes this Frost damage. If he has that, that would be perfect because Vestal's all damage is Frost rooted, but unfortunately the Invis still keeps him in keeps him completely in stealth. I think he's gonna notice that he's sitting down eating food, right? Yeah. He's like, I ain't gonna be a bozo. I see you. Into another Ring of Frost. You have another go stun. Spike is gonna do a lot of damage. Ray of Frost is also gonna hurt. Trinkets out of it. Does go for an interrupt. Does not go for Ascent. He's saving Ascent for a really tough matchup, but I think he's feeling pretty confident against Vestos. I think it's fine just going for Maelstrom, Lightning Bolts, big heals, so he's okay. Next up is going to be Kragar. I wonder if Divas, is this going to be his moment to use Ascent? I think he would want to put Kragar so far away from a pillar before he ascends on him. He would really want to run him out away from pillars and then ascend if he is going to do it. Or is he just not playing Ascent? I feel like maybe there's an opportunity that maybe he does have Ascend, but it's like a proc Ascend. He just hasn't got lucky with a proc, but he is playing, he's specced into it. I'm not sure though. He didn't open burst, it is good. He didn't open burst yet, lol. Yeah, he's still waiting. He's still waiting for a big go. I just don't know if he's got a real Ascend or a proc Ascend. He may just have a proc one. I have no clue. Got Tempest under Kragar. He's just backing up out of there. Oh yeah, no, he is proper Ascend. He is proper Ascend. Parry up for Kragar. Wait, does parry actually stop the damage? No shot, right? Wait, I think it does. He's literally not parry, not ascended, not windstruck him at all. Now the parry is done. New disarm. That is unfortunate. Diva's whole ascendance unfortunately went out of the window. Kragar did play super defensively for it. So Kragar did not get to go counter pressure. If anything, for Divas, Ascend is almost like was like a defensive. It made Kragar play more passively, play more defensively. Kragar was not trying to go in for the kill. But for Divas right now, there was essentially like a wall. Essentially. He still got damage, he still got healing. Kragar hits him with the shockwave, demolished right after. Divas is going to take a lot of damage. Wall is available for this one. He needs more Maelstrom. Man is actually kind of starting to run dry a little. Picking up whatever health he can. Will need totems in order to give himself some stabilization. Kragar is also kind of low in health. Divas is going to need to use everything he can to live. Does Lightning Bolt and run away is the strat. He goes in, Lightning Bolt, run away. Does Kragar will follow up? Execute goes through. Divas is doing a fantastic job. With Curdy gonna be up next, second in the whole team. Kragar is given at least an opportunity to catch up a bit of healing. Fury versus Arms Warrior, which one is going to come out on top is the question. I think in the past, Arms Warrior would have won because it has bleeds, and then Fury, that means with bleeds they can't get second wind, and Arms also gets Mortal Strike, and Fury also previously it's had Bloodthirst, all they had is a button. So now it's yeah, not really a thing, because Bloodthirst is a button, but both of them have bleeds, so both of them can basically stop each other's second wind. I think both of them have Mortal Strike effect. That's pretty much on par. Both of them have very, very similar heals. I guess Bloodthirst is still a thing, but it's just not a crazy heal like it was like back in BFA. Remember when back in BFA Fury Warrior could just charge Bloodthirst to get 40% of the health in a single like heal? It was wild. That was some wild times. Kragar does go in for some damage. Curdy did end up using a trinket. Kragar's health is just slightly behind, but not by much. Curdy is able to really ramp up a lot of damage, and as long as he's right next to Kragar, his health is starting to hurt. Parry right after. Kragar will not be able to do, or Curdy will not be able to do too much, trying to go for a leap. Kragar chasing right after. And Curtis does not have a defensive anymore, so he's actually kind of left dry on cooldowns. Big demolish disarm right after. Kragar is going to have to go for defensive stance for just a second. Stormbolt to follow. Curdy with a blade storm. Should be able to get some decent damage on him. Spear right after. Oh my god. Kragar does pop his shield. Shadow it though to break it. Oh my god, unfortunately the shield still stays on with the first aid, and the other guy also goes for first aid. Kragar seems that he has a health advantage. Decided to see if he can stop heals from Curdy, but Curdy still got heals apparently. Got him some Xerxes for a second, shockwave for a moment, leaping away, does have a Blade Storm in case he needs it. Could use a Blade Storm to deal some damage to Kragar since he is a Slayer. Executes are coming through. Curdy is starting to feel the pain for this Executes. Stormbolt for just a second. No health whatsoever. Might be able to get an Execute. Hold on. Is he in that Execute range? I think he is in Execute range. Does he have skulls? No, I don't think he died. No, he did die. Never mind. Never mind. I thought he did. I can't tell when he's got cheat death. I actually cannot tell. I thought I saw the animation before with skulls. I can't see it anymore. So I guess it was someone else then. But Krager does win that one. Well done, well done. Next up, Sabarel. Up next as a sub rogue. For Krager, oh, he can go for a second wind. Let that heal up. Let that ignore pain pop on. You won't have a trinket. Yeah, would you? Zerkers it. Zerkers is so good because that stun does not last long at all. Sabarel does go for a cloak, trinket, evasion. So that's a fear out of Krager. Can't go for a disarm. I think it's worth it. Maybe? Maybe? No, it does go for a disarm. Yeah, trying to stop some of the rogue damage. He's got to time the disarm at a perfect time. But while Shadow Blade is active, that's a good time to do it. Disarm to Krager, but Krager actually should be able to get some damage after this, right? He didn't get disarmed on like a big ability. Spear, is just gonna let him spear, keeping the rogue at bay. The Krager leaping back in, Blaze Storm to follow. Sabarel can't really stop him. I wonder if he's gonna be a parry right after, because Krager's health is super low. Does go for the parry. Sabarel goes for a stealth step kidney. That would work, but that's the second wind. Second wind, try to keep the rogue in combat as best possible. Gouge for a second. If he has a Zerkus for the next kidney, he'll be golden. But he cut up a lot of health though. Actually cut up quite a bit of health. Sabarel, do you have a bleed on you? Which Krager needs to be very careful to keep those bleeds on him. Sap, he's not gonna Zerkers it. Is my regen wrong? Oh, no, it's all good, it's all good. Yeah. I was just thinking, like, I saw you use it, and it was like, I thought you used it correctly because you were living for a while. Krager picking up the eye. Should be able to see Sabarel. If he rounds the bend, if he's looking carefully, he should find the rogue. When you do pick up the eye, you don't see the rogue's health bar when they're in stealth. You actually will just see like them slow, slight outline. You kind of got to guess. Maybe you'll see their like thing on the map showing up exactly where they are, but it's sometimes a little hard to tell. Especially if they have like a really good mug that blends in with the ground. That actually can visually confuse people. It has happened more than once. Fear onto Sabarel. Krager with a battle sense, try to see if he can make some kind of play. He has a battle sense, but he's going to take a lot of damage while battle sense is active. Big heal to follow. Does he have the hits? Needs an execute. Disarm. Sabarel has no health. Oh, and a heroic throw. Not even a heroic throw. I think it's a demolishing throw to take him out with Balzanar charging out instant as the Zandalari looking to end him. I like his katana, his sacrificial katana look. It's going to be a bit of first aid for Krager. He's like, whoa, ban the jump, ban the jump. Gotta go, spear. Oh, he speared the entire army of undead. Actually chained him. Literally chained him. Who are you? Hades? He's literally Hades. Hi, control the undead, not you. But he's gonna take a lot of damage from a distance. Rallying Cry may need to come out. Parry needs to come out immediately. You may need to pop a parry as soon as possible. Parry is up. Whatever heals you have is whatever heals you have. Unfortunately, Balzanar. I'm gonna get the name wrong, but I'm trying not to. He's got damage from range. He can do okay. Krager with a big leap. Do you have a shield? He does have a shield. Those pets are unfortunately going to start breaking through his shield. You have no health. Second wind. Second wind. Second wind kicking in. Second wind kicking in. Oh, that shield lasted just a little long. Long enough though for him to start getting some health. Colossus Smash. Now, does Balzanar have enough here? Krager at no health whatsoever. Fear for just a second. Has a shockwave. May need to shockwave all the pets. No health at all. Fortunate. He did the best he could though. Like he really did really well. Looks like Sados is up next as they're leaving. Balzanar at least an opportunity to recover some health. Damn. As Sados got himself an angle, cheap shot to follow. Look at to end it. I don't know if Balzanar has anything. It's a sub rogue, and you're a death knight. There's nothing you can do. Actually, nothing. And it's got I was gonna say sword, but those are just big old daggers. You got what's that enchant actually? What are the daggers? There's a War Within daggers, the Nerobar daggers. It looks so much longer. Is it the enchant? I think it's because the daggers actually have like a very faint but a prominent but a faint like effect where there's like some strings go off of daggers, but you just never really see them. You see the actual dagger and like some effects above it. But when you have the enchant above the dagger, that enchant overlaps that effect that's way above daggers, so it looks like swords. It doesn't look like he's running around with daggers. It looks like short swords. You know what I mean? That's what I was confused. I was like, are those daggers? Are those not daggers? Am I tripping out? Because I think I know that weapon. I'm pretty sure I know that weapon. I played him over then. Potatoes, oh, right next to him. Emojika does have a trinket. No bark skin, but he should be okay. Eyes is what they are both corralling around. Potatoes is in a weird spot. If he picks up the eyes, he was probably going to find you. And they said it was quick. Yeah, he got angles. He got angles. Ah, the charge. Cheap shot by the rogue. I think Sados, if he's going to go Shadow Blades, wall. I don't know if you commit. I don't know if you commit on the wall. Yeah, wall, I don't think he'll break through. Satos does have a blind. He could use a denied opener by Mushka. Mushka, unfortunately, does get the bleeds in. Evasion out for Satos. Does go for a step. No more wall. I think this is where you push in. I think this is where you just push in. Cloak, shadows, everything you got. Stay on him. Vanished it. Cheap shot. Oh, not the yard. Trinket to fall. Mushka does get it for a trinket himself. Coup de grace. This is another rogue. I think has it. Does get himself a shield. Feral Druid trying to see if he can walk out of there. Gouge. You have a blind for him. Shadow strikes. Yeah. There it is. It's as you said, Carcel. As you said, Carcel. You just got to push in. Dragon picking up 2. Divas picking up 2. Sanders picking up 2. Well done, boys. Let's go. All right, let's see if we can get ourselves Uno Mas, Anasted, and Curdy. Let me know if you guys are good. The Scragger did say he'll be down for 2, and that was one of those 2. So maybe we'll be able to go for 2. Wrong number. Here we go. Go. He's saying go. Dragon attack and Anasted. Still 5. Push in forward. Yeah, you gotta push in. As a sub rogue, there's not too much of a reason not to. You don't have any resets, you don't have any CC, you don't have any of that. Ready, go. Okay. Let's do, I don't know, Lordaeron. I think we've done Lordaeron already once, right? No, we've done Lordaeron, but it's a paladin game. Oh, we have no paladins in this group right now. I just realized we have no paladins. We have a feral. But no paladins. Oh, we do have a paladin now. Never mind. I was thinking to do this one because we haven't done a paladin game here, but further we do have a paladin. Was did they have a lot of Shook last time, or did they switch them out? I can't remember. Maybe they had a lot of Shook this entire time. He never got a chance to play. Switch. Got ourselves team 1. We got ourselves Balhanar. I messed up your name. No, wait, Balzanar. Never mind. I didn't get it wrong. Well, sorta. Yes and no. I got it right once. Emochko on that team as well. We got ourselves Sabadell together with Curdy and Divas. God, it's such a gorgeous looking mount. It's so, like, it's really detailed. It's so high quality. I know you can see pixels when you get too close, but out from a distance, it's they outdone themselves. It is so good looking. I wonder if they'll like change their looks, or it's just going to be a recoloration every single season. I hope they do it just like the spikes, the crystals, different elements, things like that. I think that'd be kind of sick having like a, instead of like spiky crystals, like fire, molten lava, like just coursing off of the mount. That'd be sick as hell. Diva's immediate wall as he's going up against a lot of shit, and he hasn't been able to fight versus paladins in the past. They just have quite a bit of light healing. Yeah, that healing would do it. As long as you got the Maelstrom, you got a lot of healing. And Ascend actually can force a lot of cooldowns out of the Paladin. Diva's trying to see if he can get himself a good angle. Picking up some damage here. Got himself Tempest flying in. It's going to be a Blessing of Saying short for a Laddershuk. I don't think Divas has a stun. Is going to break out of it. Massive burst. A Laddershuk, do you have an answer? Blind. You can still go down. Oh, mass heal by a Laddershuk. Does go for immunity. Still physical damage. You still got a lot of physical damage. Those wind strikes are still technical physical damage. It's a Storm Strike. You can't melee it. So for Laddershuk, he was able to at least immune those Tempests, but not those Wind Strikes. Even though Wind Strikes do become nature hit, they are still treated as melee a lot of the time. So I'm pretty sure Spell Warden, massive Tempest, forcing a bubble out of Laddershuk. Divas could go for a dive underground. Actually, wouldn't even be the worst here if he did, because that is going to be a Hodge. Ground to the Hodge! Hold on a second! Hold on a second! A Laddershuk going in for heals. Divas just going on the ground for a second. He's like, oh, I'm a duck and cover. Duck and cover. That is wings out of a paladin. I don't want to eat them yet. Diva's taking lots of his though. Oh no, hold on. Does he have the heals? Does he have the Tempest? Does he have the damage? He doesn't have the gusto, unfortunately, even though he's got so much out of the Paladino. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Drink it out for a Laddershuk. Does he have a Lay on Hands? Did he already use that? Is he bubbled in Spell Warden? Did he Lay on Hands? Thrown into Emochka? I'm surprised Emochka just doesn't shrink and just go in for the jugular. A Laddershuk is going to be able to catch up a lot of healing. Only 10% dampening. So that Dawn Light, that Paladin is going to go running amok. Ursul's trying to keep him in place, but a Hand of Freedom, keeping him at range. Emochka needs to catch up. He can just keep spamming, plinking him with Moonfires to build calm points, but I mean, yeah, stun does get himself a meld. Full burst, full go. Laddershuk goes down. I feel like that's a classic case of I loosen him for you, right? I'll loosen this Paladin for you. If Paladin is just like a tin can, You know, Divas loosened him. That ascend. Bop and bubble. I think laying hands too, right? Just couldn't really follow up after. It is tough. It is going to be Sato's up next. Rogue versus the Feral Druid. A bit of a rematch, and that's exactly what ONYXIA wanted. It is a Rogue. Not Kragar. Hopefully he doesn't attack Kragar randomly. But he's hanging out by the eye. Actually, where he's at, if he picks him up and bear forms it, he should be able to moonfire him. Maybe not now. Picking the eye. Does see him. Cheap shot by the Rogue. Trinket maybe? Trinket's it. With a wall. I guess might as well, right? Because he could go for Barkskin later, but he might as well wall it since he got it. It says a Trinket wall combo. Might have not been the worst either. And that's a Rogue shot Shadow Blades too, so that's a big defensive. So you'll have Barkskin later. Using Barkskin before a stun goes through. So actually, if Satos could just AFK, next stun lock combo could be really deadly for this Rogue. It's got range damage for the Feral Druid just to build calm points. Cheap shot while he's in bear form. Barkskin, however, does fall off. Do you just continue the damage? Because if you just keep Shadow Striking him over and over and over, then maybe. Satos does have evasion in case he needs it. Emochka is going to go for Shadow Strike kick. Yeah. With an evasion, Emochka cannot really do anything for the Rogue. Unless he goes for Roar, Cyclone. Yeah, that's the only thing he can do. Satos, if he times it correctly, maybe he can evasion before the stun hits him. Blind! Hey! And the Rogue is back up to have an advantage. Gouge, unfortunately, he's back in bear form. Kill shot, you're just going to pump through it. Just going to push through. I actually wonder if it would be better just to take it easy until Shadow Blade is back up and available. Or you just keep going. Stun onto Satos. We'll have a cloak. We'll have a vanish. Does have a shield. That's going to help absorb some of the damage. Could go Shadow Blades and just keep trucking at Emochka. Barkskin is available. The Feral is going to send that bite after bite. And Satos put in a really rough spot. Does go for a Cloak of Shadows. Maybe to go for a vanish just to give him some more healing. A shielding? I mean, you need something. Yeah. That's what he can do right now. Ursul's going to put him out. And he's going to put him out in the open. Emochka, does he have the dots? Satos is dotted, but he's not going to die. Not going to die. Unless like he randomly gets procced on or like a Battle Master Trinket falls off or has a heart attack. You know, maybe just has a coronary right then and there. Who knows, right? Who knows? Emochka is able to at least get himself a re-stealth opener. It is still, I think it's now, the tides have turned in the Feral's favor. Because he got a Bardic skin, so at least he'll be able to get out of the stun of Satos. So the Rogue with the Shadow Blades, I mean, you can still do a lot. If Emochka does not get a proper stun lock combo on him, I don't know. I don't know. He does see the Rogue. He knows exactly where he's at. He knows exactly where he's at. Yeah, maim. Trinket immediately by the Rogue. Trinket by Emochka. Cheap shot right after. Barkskin is going to be available. Blades are up. Emochka is still taking huge hits either way. Satos has a vanish in case he needs to. He could go to vanish just so offensively. That's exactly what he's going to go for. Vanish offensively and just keep trucking damage. He's going to try to see if he can back up out of there. I feel like that maybe is not the best move. I feel like actually staying in while Blades were up was better. Next stun lock combo is going to be huge though. Emochka has an incarnation, so next stun I think is going to be a winner here. Whoever lands a stun is going to win. Satos is taking a bit of that dot damage, however. Maybe a Sipic up will help. Feral tried to see if he can stabilize on health bar. If he can stabilize on health, he might be okay. Satos has evasion, so he can actually just keep pushing on through. I think, oh man, the Rogue is now able to recover. I felt like for a little bit, it was looking like the Feral was shoe-in to win. It was looking like he was actually going to end up winning that, but now I'm not sure. First aid, great move. He's going to have to re-stealth most likely. Oh, just kidding. Never mind, that works for you. I was going to say it works for me, but it works for you even better. Evasion? No. Maim. Oh, no trinket. No trinket, no trinket, no trinket. You still got evasion. You can still keep... Oh, no. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. With that incarnation stun, it is lights. Unless you just somehow live. Dance is available. I think he used Dance just to give himself whatever healing he could. Whatever DR he could. Blades are available. Hold on a second. This Rogue's still in there. Still not going nowhere. Still big coup de grace. Getting the Feral out in the opener. Still... Oh, big bite. Big bite still goes through. West still second to last, charging out versus the Emochka. Should be able to find an angle, or if he just throws in a frozen orb, that's fine. Yeah, West does. If you throw in a frozen orb, find the Feral, and if you cleave others, it's okay. As long as your job there is not to cleave others, but to find the Feral, you're allowed to. You're allowed to. Because you know more or less where he's at, right? Yeah, he knows. Yeah, he knows. Emochka won't be able to prowl for a second. But he's got this cubby. He's got his cubby, so you're not gonna have an easy way in there. Also, I never get to ride this mount. I feel like barely anybody does. Yet another one of these mounts that looks cool, but because it's basically a free gimme, We're doing the Harandar storyline. Nobody rides a trinket a little early for ONYXIA. Does get caught in the full stun. For Vestos, the question is, do you have the continuous damage? I don't know what your Frozen Orb is doing. It's just kind of wanting away from you. Yeah, ONYXIA does take a... Whoa, what is that angle? Oh my god. And he does position for it. Do you have any more damage to follow up? Because if you got an angle on the Feral, you may not be able to heal these. Trying to go for a kick does not connect. Unfortunately, it's going to be juke kick out for Vestos as well. That's going to Nova. The Feral still goes behind the corner just to get more healing. He's trying to see if he can do it as best as he can. Actually caught up a lot of heals at 8 minutes into the match and just bites down. Is it going to be Fury? Yo, is this Feral about to just absolutely stomp? And this Feral about to just absolutely go down in history? Is a guy about it? I don't even know how many kills he's gotten. Is it 5? 3 so far? 4 so far? Might definitely making it not easy for the other team. He's got bleeds over at Fury while he had Incarnation, but he just used it defensively more than anything. Fury and Kragar, I think if they band together, they should be able to take down the Feral. Not together, but like one after the other. Opener, Fury immediately eats so much bleed damage into a spear. He definitely speared, but it doesn't matter. I didn't realize the warrior literally bled out. That was just opener, bleeds, walk away, and it's over. Literally over. He is back there, Kragar, actually. Kragar, if we walked a little further, I think we would have been able to find him, but yeah. It was an okay move. May have to pick up eyes, but the Pharaoh's already on the prowl. Yeah, ready to leap in. Ready to go in for damn. Kragar does go for the fear. The Pharaoh is not of a trinket for a little bit. He doesn't have a wall either. Spear. Full Warbreaker, Avatar, everything available. Oh, main for a second, trinkets out of it. He definitely is going to need to find the way to catch up to the Feral and big demolish. Oh, this is not a demolish spec. I think he is though. This is randomly Slayer for this match. Ghosts are available, so ONYXIA's trying to see if he can maybe get away with it. He's going to go for a couple of bleeds, trading damage, parry out for Kragar. Bites, I don't even know if that bite really goes through. Usually Kragar is really good at keeping that parry window in front. As long as he has the enemy to the front of him, he can't really get hit. Big demolish over that stun. ONYXIA still taking his. That is Incarnation. Executes our flying right through. Is that enough? ONYXIA has no health whatsoever. Picking up whatever health he can. Does Kragar have a way to reconnect? Looks like he doesn't. No leap, no nothing. ONYXIA barely is able to recover. Actually unable to recover, really. Next Stormbolt from Kragar is going to be probably lights for the Feral. Stormbolt, but he's kind of far away. One execute. One execute. One hit. One more. No, one more. Oh, there it is. Well done. That was not easy. That was not easy. Sabadell, Curdy. Looks like they were giving Kragar an honor duel chance. We are at the 10-minute mark. 54% dampening. If everybody gives him an honor duel, then I think Kragar may at least stand a chance. I feel like Kragar is definitely going to have a trouble with Unholy DK. Sub-Rogue might be tough too, but Unholy DK for sure. And look at that second one. It is not doing anything. The health bar is just not going up. He has to literally first aid. Literally has to first aid himself. Is it Sub-Rogue? Looks like Sabado is the one getting set up there, actually. Yeah, it's going to be a little tough. Dude, how long until we can get this blue rogue set in the anniversary recolor? Wait, did we already get that? No, we got the red one, the black one, the purple one. The blue one we still need to get. Apparently there's supposed to be a green one for Death Knights and another recolor for Warriors and some wacky recolors for a lot of other classes. It's going to be coup de grace. Kragar taking huge hits. Parry not available. You have to be very, very careful with Sabado. Especially since he can't really heal. Even if second one starts kicking in, he's not really going to get a lot of healing. Parry available in 2 seconds. Will need it. Does use it. And hopefully he'll be able to parry at least some of the hits from Sabado. Cheap shot. I think it goes through. Yep. At that point, it goes through. ONYXIA with 4. Feral Druids, man. They're scary. Actually terrifying. Literal monsters. Alrighty, let's get us another one going, boys. Yeah. Wait, actually, no, we're not. We're done. We're done. I'm too used to just go next, go next, go next, go next. But no, we're done. We're done for the night. Unless Kragar says something. Unless Kragar's like, let's go, one more. This game makes will make log back to the game. This games make me log back to the game and do some outlaw shenanigans. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. One more. Curdy says one more. Dude, Curdy wants to do one more. It's really up to Kragar. It really comes down to Kragar. Yeah, it really comes down to Kragar at the end. Isn't Mirror's orc looking a little bigger than normal? I think he is a little bigger, isn't he? Oh, he has the giant growth. Wait, orcs actually look so much cooler with a bit of giant growth. Just a little bigger. I never really think how small orcs are, but when you look at them, they're actually kind of tiny. They're smaller than human or bigger than humans, but Pasibo. GG. GG. We're calling it, boys. Cracker is done for the night. Let's go, boys. Started. I'm sorry, Curdy. Next week, bring your boys back in, yeah? Bring your boys back in. These were a lot of fun. Really enjoyed these. These were a ton of fun. GG's, everybody. You guys, round of applause to all of you. You guys did wonderful this evening. These were a lot of fun. I'm gonna go and get something to eat. I am hungry. I had breakfast super early. I never got lunch, and it's about dinner time now. We had a over 3 hour long stream. This is fun. This is fun. You guys have a great one, and yeah, I'll see all of you guys in the next video or next stream. Tomorrow should be duels for NA, but I'll see, because NA duels have definitely been a little bit what's the word here? A little bit just haven't really had any. Maybe like a game or two at most, and they usually kind of scuffed. So yeah, I'll talk to Boris what we're gonna do about it. But yeah, I'll see. You guys have a wonderful one. I catch all of you in the next stream. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty, peace.